back to Chapter 4, or Episode 4, of In the Wake of the End Times. Close call this week. Didn't think we'd have a session. Then we were going to have a session, and then very last minute thought we might not have a session. But we're having a session, so yay.
Yay!
Yay. Oh, so... unless there's any matter someone wants to tell me about before, we're just going to hop right into it. No?
Sounds good.
Lovely. Rightio. So, last episode, you characters formulated a plan to go into the town of the Shallows, but seemed at the time, to be raiding by a group of fish people. Formulating a plan to sneak through the town and save what seemed to be some unknown civilian inside a house and get away unseen. However, that plan quickly devolved into a brutal melee combat, which, luckily, our party was able to best, eliminating all the fishmen and acquiring a decent amount of loot. Along with this, they were able to save two individuals in the town. One, Mary, who seemed to have been a resident who wasn't in the Shallows at the time of the attack, and a small child, referring to himself as Bassian, but also has the moniker of Offering. This stumped the party for a good while until our resident artificer, Adam, went in to investigate the strange spire that was on the inner side of the town. This lovely little thing over here. So, once you had investigated the town to your liking, you had to deal with an operation, as Mary had seemed to have withstood a rather nasty wound on her shoulder. She'd been infected, and thanks to the quite impressive surgical skills of Elle, she was able to save the arm. The party is now just about to make their way out of the Shallows and back to the town of Denor.
I think her name was Susan, not Mary.
It was Susan,
Yep.
yeah, sorry.
Mary's the name of the mother of the kid.
That's right. Where's my notes? Oh, they're my notes. That's where. They're in the safe place.
In your head.
No, my box.
Oh.
My head is not a safe place. It's a constant spiral of screaming and madness.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. Yes, there we go. Lovely. So, party, you've just dealt with the encounter of the Shallows. You have saved two individuals, and it is now, at this point, very early morning. What would you like to do?
Let's skedaddle.
I'm assuming we have left the town at this point in time.
Yes. Yeah, you've just made your way out of town at this point, we'll say.
So, Elle just has a fishman tied onto her back. She's just gonna put her cloak over it, as to not raise so much alarm, just walking into town with this corpse.
I'm going to ask Elle,
So who's carrying the kid, then?
Do you want to stuff that fishman in my bag of holding?
Oh, well, I mean, it'll fit.
It will fit, yes.
Sure.
Alright, I'll open the bag of holding, and as I open it, a few flies fly out because the head of the massive sea troll is in there as well.
Alright, she'll shove it in there.
Okay.
Yep. Just for a quick explanation of their sizes, these fishmen are humanoid in shape and size, but they are a bit smaller than the average human. The tallest Shagwin measures about maybe 5'4", 5'3".
Okay.
While the sea troll itself, his head is maybe about the size of two normal person's head combined. Is a very large individual. Small was quite large.
Right.
Cool.
Radio.
So we've got our proof. And then, I mean, if I'm not carrying that, I guess I can carry the kid.
Yeah, the kid from last session is kind of just fell asleep, listening to some religious stories that Elle had began to read to him. Right. So, making your way back to the dome.
Who changed my token?
Yeah.
Ew, that was such a bad joke.
Wow. Wow.
Rude.
Okay, well, excuse me. Well, quite frankly, you hadn't added a token, and you weren't here, and quite frankly, it looks better than the random blue person that Roll20 just gives you. So excuse me.
No excuse
I'm
you.
not blaming you, I'm blaming the token.
Well, it's a token I chose, so excuse me.
I
Ch-
guess
well,
you
if you
picked
have
the
a
random
token,
one.
if you have a token, then by all means change it.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Yeah, do that. Disrespect.
Alexa takes psychic damage.
No, not that petty. Not yet, anyway.
What? What do you mean?
Not yet.
Not yet.
It looks like your character likes this token though.
Yes, see? Alexa said himself he likes the token. Radio. So, at this point in time, it is, again, early morning, so if you make your way to Nor at a decent pace, you should arrive there early evening. Well, mid-late evening, if you travel there at decent speed.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
Radio.
On the first rest, has the woman departed from us already, or is she going with us all the way to the town?
She mentioned that she's going to keep her distance from Adam especially,
Mm-hmm.
but she's going to just linger with the group until she makes it back to town, in which case, when she reaches town, she will depart then.
Okay. I'm gonna try and pull. Let's see. During an evening, maybe Flynn and Elle aside.
Okay.
I have a concern. When we get to this town, we know they worship the sunken king, yes?
Sure.
This child was to be a sacrifice for said king. Should we take some effort into hiding him, perhaps?
Well, how would they know? They haven't had
A
communication
young
with the city
child
in a
in
while.
these clothes with a shaved head and seems really, well, not well fed, I think. Especially if enough of these people know as to the rituals of the sunken king, I think it would not be hard to surmise the purpose of the child.
He also has a giant tattoo on his
Oh
forehead,
my goodness,
so-
Lucky, where the hell did you
Oh,
come
that's
from?
right.
No, I'm saying this out of game. Out of game.
It's okay, Lucky, you're here now. Don't sneak up on me like that.
Yeah, he does have
That's right.
a tattoo on his forehead in a language that none of you understand.
And yes, there's the matter of that tattoo as well. See, I was considering perhaps if we pulled together some resources, we could disguise him, make him appear otherwise, and pass him off as one of ours until we find a place where he can stay.
Right. I suppose we can try. I don't really have anything for that. I mean, I can put my cloak on him, but I don't really have any means of disguising him further than that.
And you, Flynn?
Yeah, I don't really know how to disguise somebody, but it couldn't hurt trying to make him look different.
Lucky?
You do realize I was this guy.
Oh my god! Alexis! These bloody cats are sneaking up on us!
We are literally walking along the same road. It's not
No,
that
no. I
hard
said
here.
this is like when we're about to have a long rest.
This is like when we've made
What?
camp and we're all
Yeah, this is like when we've made camp.
We're not making camp. We're taking 1-day journey to Denor.
No, didn't we? Like after we fought in the town, we had to take a long rest before we departed, right?
No.
Oh, you're retconning this conversation?
No,
or what?
I'm asking a question.
Yeah, we did.
Wait, we did what?
Did we?
No,
No,
we
we
fought
didn't rest.
throughout the night, so yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we were
Guys,
just gonna keep
we-
going without resting.
Those
Right.
who weren't operating on Susan, could have taken a short rest during that operation, but you've not taken a long rest as of yet.
right. Okay, sorry, I was confused for a second there.
Well, yeah, so essentially the plan, at least currently, was you're going to make your way to Denor, and if you made it there at a decent pace, you could have arrived there on the same day, early to mid-evening.
Right.
Yeah.
So when is this conversation happening?
On the road then. In that case, I don't really have a different choice. But yeah, so on the road, I'm just trying to pull some of you away. I know the lady is like staying further away from the rest of us, and I'm assuming the kid's still passed out. Hopefully.
Yeah, the kid's passed out. He's just essentially wrapped up in his overly large white robe and just kind of just asleep in his arms.
Well, regardless, bringing him into that town, that robe has to go, and that tattoo has to be covered up, and probably a lot more.
Well, I've got a hat. She's got a sun hat with like a cloth over it to cover her ears because
Mm-hmm.
That might work. Might be a bit big for him.
We'll look at Alexis. What's in that disguise kit you got?
Alexis.
Wait, I'm trying to fix my shit. I mean,
Aren't we all?
wait, this is out
Aren't
of
we all?
character. I can't hear anything properly.
Right. Well, I'm just gonna say Alexis would have shown you what is inside his disguise kit, and it is like a multitude of like clothes, makeup, and maybe a mask or two.
Well, it seems like that should do it.
All right, let's do this. Let's make the kid a halfling.
Make it happen.
How are we going to explain his being with us?
We will instruct him to not speak at any moment.
A mute halfling.
Yeah, and somebody who we encountered on our travels and wishes for us to accompany them elsewhere as form of protection. We'll put it that way.
I don't know if the Father I would like us taking on 2 jobs at once. Seems a little.
It's on the way, and it's not far.
Well, if you say so.
Well, hopefully we can just stick to that. Well, any of you good at makeup? Unfortunately, I have no use of it, therefore I've never tried it.
Same here, friend.
I guess Elle kind of raises a hand. She just
It
has like
looks-
heavy eyeliner on.
Possible, make him look a bit older, especially around the neck and the hands. Just maybe an adult halfling, if you could make the hands look a bit more aged. We are going to be covering up his face with a mask, but still what is exposed of it definitely needs to look a little convincing. I will get to work on tailoring some of these clothes down to his size, and I will burn the old rope. I think that's probably best for that.
I can
Should
try my
mention-
best,
Yep.
but I'm used to making things look younger, not older.
Well, it's always a time to try.
Should mention about the rope, it does seem to be quite high quality.
Mm-hmm.
It's silk with what seems to be almost like a gold lining around the cuffs.
Perhaps this might come in useful later, but let's keep it hidden for now. Into the bag, holding you go! Is it silk and gold rope?
A silk and gold trim, essentially. So yeah,
Gotcha.
silk and gold robe is fine.
Wait, why am I unconscious on D&D Beyond? Oh, because I went unconscious a few times. Shit, how much health do I have?
Conscious twice.
I got healed for how much?
Let me check.
I'm just gonna call it 5. I'm just gonna say 5 hit
I
points.
healing worded you, I think.
Yeah,
That's all you have.
I'm
4 hit points. That's right.
4. Okay,
Oh,
Alright.
jeez.
just let me take 20% of my hit health and damage. Whereas I take 1 point of damage. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. Equipment, other possessions. Okay, so it is a. What did you say it was? It was a silk robe with gold inlay. Okay, got it.
Yeah, it's very ornate and it's very in contrast to many of the other items in the bundle you saw.
All right, so body and a sea troll head. All right.
So who's So is Elle attempting to try and disguise Vassian as
Well,
a halfling?
I'm just gonna look at Alexis and just be like, I mean, this is your stuff.
I shall do
You-
it.
Okay.
Awesome.
I will help.
I'll assist him.
Okay, okay.
So
Uh, so
yeah, what do I roll? Or do I roll? I don't know.
roll a dexterity check with your proficiency bonus.
Okay.
DM, I have inspiration from last session. Can I like burn that to help him in any way?
No, that is your inspiration.
Guidance,
He-
guidance.
He already has advantage from Elle, and now guidance.
Okay,
Nice.
sure.
Yeah. So I was just like, no, don't put that line there. Put it over there, that way. I'm just like directing.
Okay, so roll at advantage. What the?
Actually, while this is happening, can I identify the robe?
How did you? Okay, I got.
Got it?
Yes.
Oh, holy crap. Not good rolls. So, you, and yes, Adam, you can identify there's no magic properties for it.
Okay.
Can I?
Yeah. Can I?
Can I use my deception proficiency instead of?
No. Deception is mainly
That's-
verbal.
Rough.
Yeah, so Alexis does his best to try and disguise Vassine, but it becomes quite apparent that he doesn't know how to do it to humans and people that don't have fur. He's more used to like
Oh
dyeing,
wait.
to dyeing his fur to make it look different colors, and then making like altering the patterns of his actual fur. He's very good doing it on cats and tabaxi, but not actual people and or flesh. So
Okay.
it just seems to be like it just seems to be like this weird mishmash.
It's like drawing stripes on him.
So the makeup is done and he
You're a
looks
tabby.
weird-ish.
Like a cat, yeah.
Okay.
It looks like a child that asked a painter to turn him into a cat.
Okay.
I tried.
I'm going to put the mask on him, and we're gonna forget about that for now. Can I try and so from Alexis' disguise kit with the costumes, I want to try and cut them down to size and try and obfuscate his body shape. So I want to make it nice and baggy, nice and flowy.
Well, the child is one, very small, two, very malnourished, and three, these clothes are meant for an adult tabaxi.
Yeah, so I want to like cut them
It's not
down.
difficult. Yeah, it's not difficult. Just roll me sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand check. Okay.
Yeah, sleight of hand.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Guidance. Yeah.
Okay.
And guidance.
It's a fucking 7 plus. Let me see.
Oh god.
Sleight of hand
Nice.
plus 3, 10. Let me roll guidance. Where are my dice? There they are. 14.
14. You do a decent enough job attempting to obscure this child using the clothes. You are by no means a tailor or a sutcher or any person that should be trying to do these clothes, but with your kind of just innate creative fascination, you're able to do a halfway decent job. It won't last, like, it doesn't look good, but it's functional, and it's quite baggy. To a closer inspection, it is quite clear that it's a child, but from decently far away, you could possibly, think it was a small humanoid, like a halfling or a dwarf equivalent. Not a dwarf, halfling.
It's a lot of maybes. Okay. Yeah. What skill was Alexis using just now when he tried to make up?
Just straight dex. You could have used
Oh, okay.
After that.
Oof. Okay.
It's
Alright.
best we can do, I guess.
Well-
Well, it's not like we have to go directly to Father Reitman, right? We can always drop him off at the tavern or.
Yeah, I'm thinking we head to a tavern. One of us stays with the child, while the rest of us head to
But
the father.
we do have to be conscious that if we don't tell him about this child, that's gonna be lying by omission, and he did ask us to deliver all the information we could get.
Yes.
There's gonna be consequences if he finds out.
If he finds out. And I'm gonna look towards what's her name again? The lady.
Susan.
Susan.
Is he going to find out?
She- I thought you were talking away from her. She
No, but I
hears-
mean, at this point we spent like
she-
20
yes,
minutes like disguising this kid.
Right. Oh, fair.
Yeah, she tends to keep maybe 15 or 20 feet just away from Adam, especially. But like when you stop to essentially begin applying the makeup, she maybe would have got a tad closer just to see what you were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of just call out to her. And says, well, I can't really say. I haven't lived in the north for a while, but you know, people trust the father. I'll say that.
Do you?
Well, there's a reason why most of us left the Shallows. I mean, the father's a good enough man as
Since you're still with us, I'm fairly curious. What is your plan once we arrive at Duno?
Oh, well, I'm gonna go to the father. Anyone going into town, gonna say the piece. Ask him if I could stay. Maybe he'll help me. If not, I don't know. There's not many safe places around here.
And when you visit the father, do you intend to share much information about the
I'm
events
just
that
gonna
have
tell him,
transpired?
yeah, she kind of gets she understands what you're trying to get down. She says, I'm not gonna tell him anything. I don't need to. I'm just gonna go in there, ask him if I can stay. Yes or no, and then I'll be on my way.
Insight check.
Right, roll it.
Do it.
What is my insight? That would be +3, so 12.
12. To the best of your knowledge, she seems trustworthy.
Very well. Yeah, I say we leave him in a tavern. But anybody who enters the town needs to ask the father for permission to stay.
Well, not necessarily, but I need to make a permanent residence there.
Oh, you need to make a permanent residence there. That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like anyone can. I mean, as long as you don't, mess with the guard. I mean, the guards are every way into town, so we obviously hi to them. But if you're just stopping by or doing some trades, they don't particularly mind. It's if you plan to stay for a long time, then usually the guard will come and ask you to go speak to father, make sure that you're not trying to do anything nefarious or what have you.
Right.
All right.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Just
keep-
quick while we're stopped, Bella's just gonna be like, here I am. I found some of this, and she'll give everybody 20 copper pieces,
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
and she'll give 1 silver piece to Susan, and just kind of give her a nod.
She looks at you, gives you like a very meaningful like thank you, and then kind of like squirrels it away into a small little pouch on her head.
Sweet.
Buy some potatoes with this.
It's a potato.
And I guess, does anybody want any of the
What's a potato?
the longbow, the leather armor? Can anyone use those?
No, I don't think I have proficiency in anything of that.
What kind of arrows do you have? Are they, well, I mean, it's in my bag of holding. I'll just open it and take a look.
Yeah, you have a look at them. They seem to be decently made, sturdy wooden shafts.
But are they like bow arrows or crossbow bolts?
They're bow arrows, not bolts.
Okay. Then, yeah, I don't have any use for them.
I'll take the battle axe, so I can take that.
All yours.
Battle axe.
Sweet.
Battle axe is maybe a bit of a crude name. It looks like a slightly modified, like hatchet. It just seems to be like with a longer shaft and a slightly sturdier head on it.
Cool. Might be useful.
Well then,
Right here.
let's continue.
So you're making your way towards the town of Denor.
Yeah. Are we gonna take exhaustion by walking through the night, or are we fine?
No.
Okay.
You'll need to rest once you get to Denor.
Mm-hmm.
But traveling to Denor won't incur any penalties.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask the party while we're walking. Do we intend to rest in or outside the city?
Well,
I assume you're better.
Our leaving the city depends on the father giving us what he promised. So,
This is true. However, entering into the city, uh, I'm assuming that the father will expect us to report to him the moment that we are within the city. However, we are very exhausted, and I would not want to meet the father at the state that we are in, because if things go south, we will not walk out of there alive.
that is fair, but I fear that he might take it as a slight if we go back without reporting to him first thing.
I'm undecided on this. I will leave the decision to you lot.
Do you distrust this guy, Adam?
Very much so, yes.
Why is that?
I distrust anybody who uses, or I should rather say, throws away the lives of their fellows for personal gain.
What makes you think it's for personal gain?
Is it not for his continued existence at the shore, when he could simply work a little bit harder and make an existence for himself further in, away from the shore?
We don't know that. We haven't been here very long. There might be.
It is the conclusion that I have come to, for one, and I highly doubt that he does not gain anything from this ritual sacrifice of his. Having lived as long as I have, even within our little hole, I have seen many things and witnessed acts of which I've seen a lot, let's put it that way. I've seen to what lengths mortals are willing to go.
You say it is from experience, but it sounds like you're making some big assumptions here.
Oh, I am indeed.
Sacrificing one life for the good of many doesn't make you an evil person. I mean, if for a tree you have to prune some leaves in order for it to grow healthily, then that's a sacrifice that you have to make.
Perhaps, but children whose potential has yet not been seen at all whatsoever. When you prune leaves, you prune the ones that are old and have grown too large to blot out the sun from those underneath, and also to prevent them from taking valuable resources that would be much rather used for other newly blossoming leaves, yes?
I don't have enough knowledge to know if that's true in real life or not.
It's somewhat true. I'm obfuscating some of the pieces, but it's somewhat true.
Obfuscation.
Oh, but I mean, every life is worth the same as the other. If the seeking only wants children, then that's what needs to be sacrificed.
If the
I'm sure they would have
seeking,
given the old and the sickly if that was an option.
if the sunken king only wants children, the right thing to do is to not treat with him whatsoever.
And you saw what happened at the Shallows. That's what happened when they made that decision. Now everyone's dead.
Perhaps. But still.
It's not perhaps, that's the truth.
Well, here's the thing. Perhaps they might have survived if they were stronger. We are not exactly the world's strongest fighters, and yet we managed to hold our own and even down a considerable number of them. And there's, but what, 5 of us?
Not without consequences now.
Not without
Pointedly.
consequences. Yes, but
What we saw was just a looting regiment, like unit. I don't think we've seen their forces that they sent to actually, purge the village. I think we got lucky.
still, I think there is a line that exists, and I do not know where that line is.
Then maybe you shouldn't be so quick to judge people.
Perhaps not, but you must understand, being as I am, non-mortal, where death is not something that I will ever encounter through natural means, life holds a different meaning. You might think that it holds less meaning because I have so much of it, for lack of a better term to say it, but no, being non-mortal means that my life holds infinite potential. There is an infinite number of days that I will see if I do not die, and there is an infinite number of things that I can experience and good that I hope I can bring to the world around me. And ending a life is ending an infinite amount of joy and introducing an infinite amount of sorrow.
But we need death. If nobody died, none of us would be able to survive.
Perhaps. I feel like these you accuse me of making assumptions that they might have other solutions, but I might say the same thing to you. Are you not making assumptions that there's no way for everybody to coexist? Maybe we just haven't found it yet, and it is.
I appreciate what you're saying. I like that, Adam. I have no judgment. I just think we don't have enough information on this situation to fully formulate anything. I like where your head is at, but I don't know. Everything's so uncertain. This is a new place to us.
Perhaps.
Perhaps the father can tell us more. Might be good to meet him.
Well, regardless, are we
Should
going
we
to see him before we
perhaps-
rest or not? Is the question.
If we want to rest before we see him, I suggest resting outside the town.
That is what I was going to lead towards, yes.
Oh,
I got stabbed by a bunch of fish. I need to sleep.
it's true. We all do need some rest.
Yeah.
Most of my body is in disarray. I do need to recover from that as well.
Yeah. I suppose we, just to be safe, should rest up out here.
Well then, let's get within about a mile or two of the Dano and rest there then. Let's find a good place to hunker down for the night.
If no objections to that.
Day.
Well, we will at this rate we will reach Dano in the early evening. It would be the night, resting through the night.
Right. So the party's gonna rest maybe a mile or two outside of town.
Yeah, like closer to the mountains, hidden from god eyes.
Okay. Give me a second.
Oof.
Mega oof.
Who's taking watches?
I'm watching all night because I'm Adam.
Is anyone else watching?
Yeah, I'll take the rest too. Or I'll watch.
I think it's gonna be the same two people most of the time.
Yeah.
Something
so
happens.
if anyone else wants to take it. Okay, then Adam and then Flynn both roll me perception checks
Okay.
for your respective.
Nat 20 for 25.
Nat 20 for 23.
What?
Double nat 20s.
Dang.
They see all.
You see all.
Okay. So as you all rest, Adam, it becomes painfully clear again those individuals that seem to watch you again are doing their same routine. From very far away in the darkness, obscured by the light of the moon, are staring at you with their glowing eyes. Their form, their shape, illuminated in the very little light that seems to hit their body. You look around and there seem to be few of them here. But they're still watching you. Still observing. But
You
something
see them
else
again,
seems to be
Flynn.
well, but something else seems to be watching you. You don't see it. But you feel it. Something ominous. And you feel it coming from not the mountains, but the sea. Some force, some entity or entities glaring upon you with some madness.
Which
Flynn, when you wake
direction?
up- And Flynn, when you wake up, you see these individuals in the forest, and you also feel this presence from the sea as well. Your direction, it's coming from the ocean itself. There's no specific direction it's leading from.
I'm going to kneel down towards Flynn when he wakes up. You sense that as well.
I do. Is it those fish creatures? Are they back?
I do not believe that the fish creatures themselves have the ability to impose such malevolent intent upon us from all the way at the ocean. This might be the entity known as the Sunken King, if I had to wager, I guess.
Well, what do we do about this?
We do not have much information on this entity, do we? All we know about it is it's connected to the ocean somehow, sends fish people to do its bidding, and requires children as sacrifices. Have I covered all our bases?
As far as I know. Doesn't sound like a great guy, but...
I am of the opinion that getting some more information might be in our favor. Would you concur?
Yeah, but I don't really want to go into the ocean to talk to a sunken king.
No, but there is a different group of entities that always observes us and seems less malevolent.
Didn't Lucky say that she wanted to look at them?
She
at some
did.
point?
And I think it's about time we woke our feline friend. I'm going to slowly wake up Lucky.
Before you do that,
Mm-hmm.
after you finish this conversation and go to wake up Lucky, you avert your gaze, or sorry, not avert, you go to gaze at the ocean to feel that melt again, and it's gone this time. No sense of it is there, as if it was never there to begin with. And then you go to wake up Lucky.
Okay. Hey.
Is it morning already?
Hold on. Don't panic. Wake up softly so as to not arouse the others. They need your sleep. Remember when Flynn and I told you about the creatures in the forest?
Yes. Are they here?
Okay. Well, stand up and we'll show you. So I'm gonna stand Lucky up and then point her head, or his head. This is a guy or girl?
I'm a girl.
Okay, point her head directly at one of the creatures. Like
4 sessions in, dude.
I never asked. Alright, I'm going to point her head directly at one of the creatures, putting my hands on her shoulders. Do you see them?
Oh, hello.
Wait, hold on.
Did they talk? Did they...
One night they waved back at Flynn. However,
What are they made of?
well, actually, on that note, I'm going to look at Flynn. Would you go out there and talk to them? You seem to be able to speak their language.
What language do they
Alright.
speak?
Language is a very strong word.
It's
I
a
waved at
strong-
them and they waved back.
That's
Oh.
true. However, Lucky seemed to be able to communicate with their leader. Did she not?
Who?
Lucky was able to communicate with their leader when we first encountered them.
Oh, you mean the trees that punched me?
Yes, that one.
We
that
don't
one.
know if these are the same, right?
Well, we were given information by that lady that we would be watched, and well, we have been watched by tree creatures. It's not hard to make the connection.
Huh. Wait, are they tree creatures? I
They-
thought we couldn't really see what they
They're
were.
made up of like if I remember the description, they're like wooden exterior, like they look like warforged made of spirally organic wood, right?
I have never described these individuals as anything other than shadows.
Oh.
Sure, that you meant, yes.
Yeah,
As-
I don't think you all went close to them to see what they
No,
were.
they've always been obscured by shadow.
Ah, okay. Well, I have a feeling because their eyes glowed green when I encountered them last time, and I tried to send out a ball bearing as a greeting of sorts. They might be related, and if they are related, I'm wondering if there's any chance you could barter with them for information.
What information would you like from them?
Information about the Sunken King.
Oh, that's a good idea. Well, let's see if we can establish communication first.
Well, I'm not going
Yeah,
to
I'm
step
gonna
on
wait
your
for it.
toes. I'm going to step back and let them do their thing.
Do they wave back at you?
Yeah, so Lucky, you wave at them, and you kind of notice, even from far away, they kind of tilt their head ever so slowly to kind of look at you, the same way a dog would look at you out of curiosity. But when they notice Flynn waving, they seem to raise up their hands slowly and then give what seems to be this wave.
Oh, Flynn, looks like they like you more.
I don't know what to do with this information.
Perhaps both of you
Try-
should...
Try pointing at yourself and then saying your name.
Wait,
Maybe we can get them to do the same thing.
it's a bit far. In order to do that, you're going to have to shout. Why don't the two of you walk out there, get a closer look?
If we die, are you gonna come after us?
I'll come after you before you die.
Right.
I'm just gonna walk with like my hands out, very non-threatening towards them. Though.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So is Flynn and Lucky making their way towards the tree, or this individual?
I would go with him.
I'm gonna stay keeping watch over the rest of the party, just in case.
Okay. And then Flynn and Lucky both make me just straight charisma checks to come across as non-hostile as physical.
Can I also take out the mason jar that this mini sunstone I have to shed some light and see what they look like?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, straight charisma checks. It's not good.
That's a 6.
That's 6.
It's a 5.
Oh gosh, we're not a very charismatic party.
Right. So you begin to get closer, and it becomes immediately apparent that this thing is moving away from you, not completely hiding itself. Like it's still showing itself to you, but it seems, especially with the light that you have, it's keeping away from it.
Oh, if it doesn't like the light, I'm putting it back.
Mm-hmm.
Curious. They don't seem to want us to get close to them.
Are you guys coming
Maybe-
back?
No, I'm like talking to Flynn
Oh, sorry.
out there.
I thought you were talking to us. Sorry. Okay.
Maybe they're only tasked to watch, and that's the only thing they can do.
Maybe. This is kind of out of my ballpark of expertise. I'm good at punching, not great at.
Try punching a tree, see if they do the same thing.
I don't know if punching a tree is a good idea if they're like
Oh,
protectors
no,
of the forest.
Punch the ground.
I'll punch the air, just like up.
You punch the air. You see this thing again cock its head, but this time much quicker, looking confused at you. Roll another charisma check.
Oh, that's not bad. 18.
18? Yeah, you see this thing like raise up its very long appendage now, because once you saw it, it was just a being of shadow at this point. But you now see its extraordinarily long appendage, very thin looking, and with fingers that are unnaturally long. You see it clench into a fist, and not punch, but extend it outwards.
Oh, they're learning.
I'm teaching them.
Do I see this from where I am?
Do all of them do this or just one?
Well, you can only see one.
Oh.
Do I
yeah.
notice it doing this?
I would say that you can see it moving, but not its exact, what exactly it's doing, because at this point it did move away from its original position, and now it's
Right.
for Adam to see.
Right, gotcha.
Yeah.
Can I do a ritual detect magic on them?
They are keeping more than 60 feet away from you.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I'm gonna fire a ball bearing at the two of them with a message, vocal message. Pick me up and return to Adam.
Why are you acting as the ball bearing?
The moment that this thing sees any kind of projectile coming towards you, it disappears into the forests.
Oh, oof.
My
Oh man, they were fine last time with it. Damn it, they've changed.
I'll bring the ball bearing back to you. You scared them away.
Yeah. After a while, however,
Mhm.
it does appear, but this time at a decent distance away from you, like maybe an extra 60 feet away.
Okay. As they come back, I'm gonna ask, so, well, how did it go? Did you make contact?
No, they moved away from us.
Why did you?
thing that they just didn't know Lucky or what, but
Do you know
Oh,
why
it was
they moved
me.
away from you?
what was that, Adam?
Besides it being lucky, is there any other reason why they might have moved away from you?
The light, maybe?
Yeah,
Doesn't
Flynn,
it
they
detract
like you more. Why don't you go try again on your own?
If I get jumped Please help.
We will get your dead body at the least.
We will do better than that.
That makes me feel great.
1 second.
I have no spell slots. I can't do
1
shit.
second, Flynn. Apparently they don't like light. How about I'm going to give you this, and I give him a ball bearing. I'm gonna say I'm going to make it light up. However, as you get to the as you get far enough to the point where it seems like it's about to have a reaction, I want you to close it within your fist, and the light will go out. Perhaps use that as a sort of beckoning gesture. Maybe that way you can show that you're not going to have a light while it's close to you.
Alright, I'll try it.
Okay, I'll give Flynn one small lighted ball bearing in his hand. It's only a 5-foot light, and it will go out if he closes his hand.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Let's try this one more time.
So you're making your way closer towards this individual. Okay. This time, going on your lonesome, and I assume closing your fists once this thing begins to show any kind of reaction to light. Roll a charisma check again with advantage.
Yes, that was the objective!
21.
21. You see this thing, it does shift ever so slightly, but it stays where it is and allows you to get within 20 feet of it. If you attempt to get any closer, it does, again, try to shy away, but it seems comfortable with letting you be this close.
Alright, I'll wave and ask if it's able to speak in Common, Elvish, and Sylvan if it has no reaction to the first one.
Right. So let me just describe to you what you're currently seeing, because at this point, you can actually see this thing in much greater detail. This thing seems to be anywhere from maybe 8.5 to 9 feet tall, kind of looking down at you with its large, glowing green eyes. I'm gonna pull out its token just to show you what it looks like.
Ooh, token.
Ooh.
It is a tree creature!
Yeah, now.
Oh, that's creepy. There's faces in its body.
Oh,
No.
I'm just out here by myself.
Whoa.
Yeah. So you get closer to this tree, and you can see now its glowing green eyes staring into yours, and it's almost hypnotic. And then you kind of rip your eyes away from it to look at its body, and it's strangely proportioned. A large torso with long legs and very long arms. How dare you, sir?
You have the privilege of seeing it.
Yes. You do see, kind of pointing out from both sides of its head, kind of almost look like twig horns. It's a strange thing as you look onto it. But the thing that gets you is that you look at its torso and it looks like it has these small stone carvings kind of wrapped among the roots that make up its body in different emotions. One of them seems to be of a rough smiling face, one seems to be a frowning one seems to be of anger, and they are dotted just about this thing's body. It stares at you. What do you say to it exactly?
I'll say hello and see if I get any sort of reaction.
You see this thing now walk towards you. Its long legs taking large strides to making its way towards you, until it's maybe about 5 feet away. It bends down to meet your eye level. You see now the rough approximation of its mouth. Its sharp twigs. Stares at you. Reaches a hand out towards you. What do you do, Flip?
Oh, like trying to grab me? Or just like...
No, it's like it's reached out its extraordinarily large hand out towards you.
Also, when did it approach? Like, which language was he speaking?
It waited for you to finish all of them,
Oh.
and then walked over towards you.
Okay, sorry.
When you say reaching a hand out to like, I don't know what you
Just
mean.
open hand. It just like open
Like
hand
to
out towards.
take your hand.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll put my hand up like slowly going towards it.
Mm-hmm. Do you grab his hand? Do you touch his hand? What do you do?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So you place your hand in his, and his enormous twig hand, it's just massive in comparison to yours, and it slowly grabs your hands. And you see this thing turn around and begin walking deeper into the woods with you.
Do I see this happen?
Adam is getting abducted.
Okay. That language you spoke. Say wait, and I'm gonna pull out a ball bearing.
I should mention, it's not to the point where you cannot release your hand. You could quite easily just take your hand out without any resistance. It's like he's trying to lead you somewhere.
Okay. What the moment that this the moment that this creature turns around, I'm going to pull out a ball bearing, and I'm going to turn to Lucky, and I'm going to say, when I snap my fingers in that language that you spoke, say, wait, can I come too? Snap my fingers.
I'm like waving back at the
In
party.
Druidic?
Yeah, in Druidic,
Okay, one minute. You do see, like, Flynn noticing you preparing something and, like, waving your hands. Roll me an insight check, both Adam and Lucky, see if you can understand the message of this waving.
Okay.
I'm not like waiting for
Not like I'm getting abducted waving.
I rolled a nat 1.
What? Hold on. 18 plus 16.
16? Adam?
I rolled a nat 1 insight.
Adam, that man's being abducted.
Yeah. Well, I already asked Lucky to say that, but yeah, anyway.
Lucky.
No, Lucky, instead of saying whatever you said, she says in common, what in Druidic?
The ball bearing immediately repeats your voice. What in Druidic? I throw it away and I'm like, yes!
Okay, you throw this ball bearing and, like, the...
No, I don't throw it at him. I just chuck the ball bearing away, releasing the enchantment on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
It looks like he's fine. We should let him...
No, wait, what was the result of the insight check?
oh, the insight for Lucky? Yeah, Flynn, you recognize that Flynn's like, no, it's okay, I'm not being abducted. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Lucky, so do you actually say the thing in Druidic into the ball bearing?
Not unless you ask me to repeat it, unless you clarify it.
Yes, in Druidic, whatever the language is, say, wait, can I come too? Now, snap my
I don't
fingers.
want to piss him off.
I chuck it aside. Lucky, get with the program. I'm gonna do the thing where you're psychic someone up and just smack someone on both sides of the head. I'm like, listen,
Can I come too?
say it in that language. Wait,
Yeah,
can I
Druidic.
come along too? And I'm gonna snap my fingers and look expectantly at you with the third fucking ball bearing.
Wait, can I come too? By this time, are they even there?
It's okay, I have a long range magic stone, and I'm not going to chuck it at the thing, but I'm going to just hit it as.
Isn't it, Magic Stone?
Well, I'm running out there as well to try and get within range.
So I'm gonna say just roll something. Yeah, no, at this point you've lost sight of them.
Fuck. Can I?
Right.
Damn it!
Right, yeah, please, thank you.
No.
Arvid talks with the tree.
We lost Flynn! I'm gonna go on my knees. I said I'd come and get him
He's
before he
fine.
died.
He was waving at us.
I said I'd come and get him before he died.
He's fine. Actually, he's just having a nice chat.
I looked at his eyes. It was fear. It was fear.
Can you see that far in the dark? You don't have night vision.
That's right.
No, this is the thing. So I was gonna say.
It was too dark.
I was gonna say, can I make like a perception check? But then I realized I don't have dark vision because.
Yikes.
I told him I'd be there for him before he died. I broke my promise.
Good luck, fun.
It's so dramatic.
Adam doesn't actually say that, by the way. Everything that happens while they're in whispers is not
I
canon.
know. He's too serious for that.
Also, Lucky, what the hell?
She's not used to
Yeah.
like doing things, you know, urgently.
I retrieved my
Plants don't move
mulberries.
very fast.
Hey, Benny.
Yeah?
Take note. Your stream still says the game will begin shortly. Hang on.
Oh shit, sorry.
Oh, you fucked up.
I'll fix that.
Bad
I'll fix that.
streamer.
Rip. Rip. Rip.
Listen,
Sorry,
alright.
guys. It's okay, we haven't done that much math.
Why didn't you make a comment? I can see your comments.
Or he could have just DM'd you.
Yeah, you could have DM'd me.
But
No,
no,
you're supposed to be extra prompted.
he wants to be internet famous.
It's a long talk he's having with his stream.
This is a long conversation, yes. Hopefully conversation.
Hopefully it's a conversation.
Yeah.
Just
it's
fighting
not
for his life and we're all like...
Yeah. Yeah.
He comes back with a new character.
"No."
No, he comes back as a new character.
Yeah, so Jake's rolling his new character right now. Let's move on to the game, guys.
It's like in a moment we're gonna see him rolling 46 KH3. Wait, he's typing and rolling.
No!
Oh, no.
Wait, he stopped.
Yeah, he stopped.
Interesting.
Sure, it was just charisma to see how wonderful friends they become.
I said I'd be there for you before you died. I said I'd be there for you
Well,
before
I
you
only
died.
promised to retrieve his dead body and we can still do that, so chill out.
Oh my gosh. What is this, like, annihilation? Is he gonna come back as a tree person? Like,
Oh my
what's
god, it's not the real Flynn.
happening?
He's gonna come back with an infinite Ouroboros tattoo on his left forearm.
Oh boy.
Oh, is that part of the thing? I
Yeah.
thought she just got it.
No. That tattoo was originally on a different member of the team, and then when she went in there, she developed a bruise.
Just spoil Annihilation for a bunch of...
Oh.
Possibly. Sorry.
Spoilers for Annihilation.
You don't
Oh.
say it after you say the spoiler.
Well, I mean, that's the only thing we can do now, Hobo.
That movie was good.
It's different. It's neat.
I still think we should have let the tree people win. Not tree people, what are they? Aliens?
Aliens, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
There are plants versions from the clown from.
Igu, I have no idea what you just said, but I'm gonna pretend to understand and agree.
Alright then. Moving right along. Good lord. Is he going on a side adventure? Is the rest of the session just gonna be like that?
Yeah.
You know, if I really wanted to, I could just jump in there, like ignoring
Any
the
of us
person
could, but...
count. No, Igloo can't. Only admins can jump in there. Maya can't. Maya can't
Don't
either.
have admin powers.
Only you and I can.
Webs.
I feel bad that the stream can't hear this, but then we could just go back and watch it ourselves.
That's true. How do they do whispers on... Oh, the stream doesn't hear it usually.
Yeah, on most shows the stream can't hear it. In adventures, the stream can hear the whispers, but I'm trying to figure out a way to. Like,
Oh, they can?
work around
Oh,
that.
because you're the one hosting. That's
Yeah,
right.
because I'm the one hosting. So I'm trying to work a way around that, which is that I think like in the future for adventures, I might have a dummy Discord account and then stream through a VM on that instead. We'll see.
'Cause I was gonna say, I think it just stays with Benny, like wherever Benny goes. Yeah.
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 You're using OBS, right? Just turn the thing
No, but if I turn the audio off, you don't get anything. What I want is when someone goes into whispers, I want the stream to be able to hear everyone except the people in whispers.
Makes sense. Goodness gracious.
Oh boy, this is
Longest
taking
private
Every
chat
time.
ever.
Ego, I fucking hate that Pennywise meme. I don't appreciate it.
It fits.
We're gonna come back and Flynn is gonna be like, oh, by the way, I have one less arm. Or worse, he's gonna
This
come
arm
back.
is a tree now.
No, worse, he's gonna come back, by the way, I have one extra arm.
That's good. That's good.
Oh, that's cool. Extra punches. Extra punches.
This one for punching, this one for punching.
Like 3 arms.
Hell yeah.
Crazy.
Wait, this is taking too long.
It really is.
Way too long. What's going on in there?
The last time a whisper went on for this long, Vaxelden was selling his soul. Very few people know
We're
that.
all gonna die.
I don't know what that is.
It's a Critical Role reference.
It's definitely gonna be Flynn, like, running back. He's now, like, the chief of the people, and they're gonna all attack us.
What?
He will rule them and turn them against us.
One monk to rule them all.
Alright, I'm
Nice
starting to feel
music.
anxious. Yeah, counter to
Calming
the nice calming
music.
music. I don't feel good.
We're listening to calming music while Flynn is getting ripped to shreds.
Or it's just the two of them sitting and they're like, yeah, let's see how
Having
long we can
tea.
make them wait.
I bet you they're freaking out right now.
Yeah.
Things are gonna kill us.
He's like, start typing and enrolling, and then stop. Yeah, that'll get him.
Yeah, this is boring. Let's play music. What's the key? God damn it. Okay. I will remember it eventually.
I've been sketching this the whole time.
We have a decent amount of viewers right now.
They're just looking,
Aw.
watching us, doing
They're
nothing.
just listening to us freaking out while he's in whispers.
Yeah, this is a really interesting stream.
Goodness gracious. Alright, he's not coming back, guys. He's not coming back.
He'll be back soon
Doing his
enough.
death scene right now. Take a while.
Why are you doing this, Igloo?
Weird, sad music? What? And you have to skip it to get to it.
What's happening? What is this?
Uh-huh.
Britney Spears? scream?
I didn't want to play that. I wanted to play the third. I'm skipping it.
Oh gosh. Okay, let's go.
Oh.
Oh, Igloo, we're gonna get fucking demonetized.
Oh no!
Wait, what?
Wait, we're making money?
Stop it!
No, as
Hold
in
on,
like,
hold on, Benny.
On
people are
YouTube.
gonna make money off of us. The last time this happened, people made money off of us.
Oh.
Oh,
The last time this happened. Oh boy.
what about all the other copyrighted content you like everything?
That's why Luke is using like non-copyrighted music.
But what about that map and all the character art?
But what?
What about Britney Spears 3? I wanted to hear that one.
I didn't want to put that in.
I don't know about giving money to Britney Spears. It's okay.
Is that even how you spell Britney? Does it have two C's? I don't know.
I asked it to play the third track and it just added something called free. Okay, I have never even listened to that shit.
Oh no, it does only have one T. You win this time, sir. Alright, so we're just gonna cut into Elle's dream right now. It's a beach day and we're all gonna have a great day. What do your cute swimsuits look like? We're having the beach episode right now.
Oh man, lucky Sphinx cats get sunburned really easily, so she's like covered head to toe.
Aw.
The thing.
Igloo, who are you trying to message?
Wait, where am
I
I?
imagine she just has like a bigger sun hat on, just like to cover more.
We should be timing this. How long are they whispers?
We can look back on the video and know how long, but I wasn't keeping track.
Okay, wait. We're. It's gotta be like 10 minutes, more than that.
No, it's less than that.
Not 10 yet, I don't think.
Look, Igloo posted this Pennywise thing after they went in, right?
Yeah.
And that's at 42, and now it's 8.
Oh, by the way,
No.
extra, if you're listening, I'm making a mod on the Chaotic Stupid Twitch. There we go.
What?
I just made extra mod so I don't have to be the only one modding.
Nice.
I posted that
Expanding the
way
empire.
before.
Yeah, that wave was a long time ago. That was like when they first appeared, not when he left with them.
Oh.
Yeah. That's when you were there, Lucky.
Oh!
Oh, finally.
Are you dead?
That was that. Yeah.
I'm still kicking.
Are you making a new character?
Spoiler. Spoiler.
So, Flynn, the encounter you had felt that it was maybe 5-10 minutes at most. Not a very long encounter. However, when this tree individual walks out next to the tree, it is almost right outside where the group was camping. And they are at this point on edge, as it is now morning.
I have a point of exhaustion.
You have a point of exhaustion, yes. It seems like the encounter you had took a lot longer on this side. For you guys, that took that whole encounter maybe 4 hours. Flynn,
Felt like 4 hours.
Flynn! And I'm going to I'm going to point both of my cannons at the tree creature and be like, Flynn! Flynn, are you alright? Flynn!
I'm
You
alright
one
for now.
minute. Yeah, Flynn. You look at Flynn, and it seems like he has like the smearings of what you can only describe as like juices on his face, and his eyes are like saucers. Pupils of his eyes.
The tree
He
people
says
give you
that's normal.
drugs. No, sorry.
Flynn? Flynn, walk over here and get behind us.
Yeah, I'll walk over.
What did they do
This
to
tree
you?
This tree individual that did walk Flynn back. Now all of you can see it now in the morning lights. This tall twig individual with these rough smiles, frowns, and angry faces of stone weaved through its roots. It looks at you again, Flynn, and it waves at you. And then it walks into the nearest tree and disappears.
What the fuck was that? Why were you away all night? I spent all night
Right.
searching for you. I thought you were dead.
How long was I away for you?
It's fucking morning!
That's fair. How long did it feel to me? Like,
Oh,
20
10,
10 minutes?
maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes at most.
Yeah, I was gone for about 10 to 15 minutes. Old tree friend here led me through a tree into a garden of sorts with plants with faces and people.
Oh.
I sat down with a very humanoid looking man made of like bark and whatnot, and we had a meal, which I realize now may have been a mistake, but I'm not the smartest cookie.
Did you speak with him?
Was it good?
Yeah,
The meal?
alright. Good might. I'd say he was alright. He is a fae, I think is what he said as I was leaving. But I got information on the Sunken King. Apparently the Shallows had done something wrong or something to upset him, and that's why they needed sacrifices of the pure of heart or whatever. And then I kind of left because I was a little afraid.
This Fae, what was his name?
I didn't ask it.
DM, do I know what Fae are or anything?
You have absolutely no idea what Fae are.
Okay. What the hell is a Fae? What did he look like?
However lucky, you may roll. You could roll a nature.
Oh.
A nature check.
Do we grow Fae in the sanctuary?
No, but due to your specific connection, you may know something.
What is it? What check? Nature. Ooh. That is
Please be a nat 20.
26.
Holy shit!
In one of the very oldest books that you read, during whatever kind of basic training you were very early on in your druidic career, that essentially the leader of the druids in Sanctuary gave to you to kind of comb over, you came across a section of nature, individual referring to themselves as the Fae. You don't remember too much because it was a very long time ago, but the Fae are strange beings that have an innate connection with nature. They are tricksters, pranksters at heart. However, they're very devious and very cunning. And there are many rules that you must know when encountering a Fae, especially one of considerate power.
She's gonna say, "Oh, I think I've read about these things before. Kind of fits the description. This guy calls himself the Fae. They're connected with nature, but probably shouldn't have eaten that meal. Did he ask of you anything? Did he try and trick you, or like?"
No, I don't believe so. He said he would be watching, and I'll just like look around and wave at the trees. But
Roll a perception
other than
check
that,
as you do that.
alright. 9.
9. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Can I investigate the juices on his face? Like, what is it, like, tree juice?
Yeah, you can investigate the juices.
Changes.
Okay.
Roll me an Arcana check.
Ooh, right. Ooh, that's not good. 9.
That is some weird smelling fruit.
Fruit.
It almost smells like Battenberg, like almost like it's made of sweets. It smells unnaturally sweet.
Does she tell us that it's
How
a fruit?
did that thing get on your face, Flynn? Is that from what you ate?
I ate like an apple.
Do you
So,
usually eat like that?
I mean, no, I don't wipe my face, but it was very good fruit. Good wine too.
Can I take a sample of the juices on his face?
Mhm.
I will take a sample and I would like to identify it.
Yeah, that's some fucking intense magic coming off that fruit juice.
I would recommend if
However,
you...
it's a very strange kind of magic. It's not one that you've ever kind of fully understood or recognized as a traditional school of magic. There is hints of like illusionary and enchantment, but there's some weird third element there.
I would highly recommend if you should somehow find yourself in the company of this creature again to not consume what he gives you. However, it does not seem to be harming you. It doesn't seem to be harming him, right?
No.
Does not seem to be
I feel
harming
great.
you, so there's that.
Maybe you should wash that off though.
Yeah, I thought I left it off.
Oh, you wiped.
Licked it off.
Um,
Yeah, he's
Out
like,
his tongue, licked it off.
you know you are not a
His
cat,
face.
right?
Dilated.
Um,
A warm feeling rushes through you, Flynn, as you do that.
Can I make a medicine check or something to see like if he is inebriated?
Sure.
guidance.
Okay. Well, at disadvantage because I'm exhausted. Still not too bad.
Are you? Did you get your rest?
No, I declared once Flynn came back that I didn't rest at all, so I take a point of exhaustion.
Oh,
That would be a 16.
See, to your basic medical knowledge, Flynn is fine. If anything, he looks better. Like, you could have noticed that maybe it was like some cold sores, maybe developing around the sides of his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little bit of kind of muscle fatigue over the recent days of fighting. This man is in peak condition.
Well, I will say it's good to have you back, Flynn. It's
Alright, should we get going then? Unless you guys need to sleep still.
I'm fine. We can keep going.
DM, do I get a long rest or no?
Yeah, you get a long rest. I mean, did you stay up all night waiting for Flynn, or did you go back to sleep?
I don't think I'm so callous to go back to sleep.
I would have insisted that you go back to sleep and just let me keep an eye out and still walk around the edge of the clearing and keep like looking for Flynn.
I don't feel like I would listen though.
You wanna roll for it?
Cause I have dark vision and you don't. Roll for what? No, I know I won't listen.
Okay, fair enough.
So in that case, if you stayed up all night, again in worry, then you will have a point of exhaustion.
Alright. To look up what that does.
Get disadvantage on all your ability checks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in D&D Beyond you can mark your exhaustion under condition. So click on
But do I get
condition.
my spell slots back or no?
No.
Oh
No.
god, okay.
Oh.
Sorry.
So
Useless.
Well, our plans have shifted somewhat, but perhaps we should go see the father.
Yes.
Let's
I don't think
find-
we have to worry about them being upset about the kid anymore.
Why?
Seemed that was more of a shallows thing.
Still, I
I
would.
mean, did you know that for sure? Or is it
Big
inferred?
Man said that generally they don't have to sacrifice. Am I? He
Susan,
did say that. Right?
is that true?
yeah, he said he didn't like sacrifices are common and abundant in these places now, but at least the sacrificing of pure souls, as he put it, it was not. It was something the shallows had to bear.
Susan, is that true?
Sorry, who are you asking?
Susan, the woman.
Well, yeah. I used to live in Denal, and we never used to sacrifice. I mean, occasionally we did, like usually some animals or someone who'd really done goofed or something like that. But it was never common.
You took.
Not the done goose.
Yeah, it was. Well, we left because we didn't want to deal with the Denal or the worship of the king, and so we tried to make our own community. You know, it wasn't about the king, and then he got mad, and then people began having dreams about that you've angered him. You must now, give upon to him, an individual of pure heart and soul, at the rise of the new moon.
What exactly went wrong? What did you do to make him mad? Was it just
we-
not worshipping him?
Well, we stopped worshipping him. We stopped giving sacrifices and our thanks and our and the offerings and such.
I mean, they're just dreams. Why didn't you just ignore them?
Well, they were every night, and people would wake up screaming, crying bloody murder. It's nasty. And eventually, someone died in their sleep from it, shock, just dead. So people got scared, and then the mayor decided that he'd give in, and then eventually, after too many, he stopped. Well, you saw what happened.
Is there any reason why you didn't just move away from the lake? I mean, it seems like his influence doesn't stretch too far, right?
Oh, well, some tried. We found their mangled bodies days later.
Well,
Nasty business.
I have one more question for you, Susan. Would the father attempt to complete the sacrifice that was not done?
I don't know. I mean, the father makes a very big point of not wanting to upset the king, so he, makes sure that he's happy. Dano has been good renowned with him, so unless the king is very adamant about having him, I don't think so.
Sacrifice was meant for the shallows, and the shallows no longer exist, so I feel like it's no longer owed.
I still do not feel comfortable knowing that there is a chance that if we bring this child before him, there is a chance that he might meet his end.
We can tell him what happened. We don't mention anything about finding the offering, but we do know what went down.
Well, here's the thing. If we share information with him saying that the Shallows was required to provide offering of pure heart, and then they were destroyed because they did not provide the offering of pure heart, the question is going to arise inevitably. Where is said offering?
We don't know.
Your father is
What
a
makes him think
shrewd
that we would
man.
have found it?
From our last encounter with him, this father is a very insightful and shrewd man. I do not believe that outright lying to his face would be wise.
What would you suggest then?
Discuss around the issue. We do not know why they were destroyed.
I don't think that's a good idea. That's even more lying, and that's even more danger.
Perhaps. Well, the only other option is to trust a man that I do not trust and tell him that yes, we have this offering safe and intact, and hope.
I'm saying instead of telling a big lie, we tell a little lie of omission.
What do the rest of you think?
Honestly, I don't super care.
That's fair. Alexis and El.
L?
Yeah, I don't care.
Mel?
No.
Sorry, what? I stepped away for a second.
Last.
Do you care about letting?
The child.
Yeah. Do you care about what whether or not the father should know about the child or not?
You do have a point. That might strike fear in them, knowing that not doing the offering is an issue.
At this point, Vastine is awake and kind of hears this conversation. Kind of just steps up slightly. I don't know what's going on. Father, he's nice. He was very nice. We used to be.
I'll kneel down towards Vassian. It's your fate, child. You tell me. Should we bring you to this father, or should we not? Whichever you wish, I have the courage to see you through.
Father was always very nice. I wanna see the father again. Without no one else.
Alright. To the father it is then.
years old. Should we trust him? What he says? I mean, he was nice, sure, but he wasn't an offering back then either.
I'll turn to Lucky and say it's not a matter of trust. At the end of the day, the life is a child's own, and if he believes that that is where he wishes to go, then none of us have the right to not let him go to where he wishes.
So, you make your way into the town to north.
We should take off the stupid disguise and give him his clothes
No,
back, probably.
we'll keep the disguise on until we see the father. I still don't trust anybody else in this town.
Alright.
Okay. So, you make your way into the town to
Can
north
I-
proper.
Can I just say I keep an eye on Flynn and see if he's acting weird? In any way. I know you are, but...
Oh yeah, did you guys like tell us what happened? Those of us that were sleeping, or do we?
I think he came back at dawn, so you're probably awake to see.
Yeah.
All of you were awake.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Come back. It was like
where?
like 8-9 o'clock in the morning when he came back.
Yeah. And before he came back, the rest of us probably, like me and Lucky, probably told you guys like what happened during the night.
Mm-hmm.
So all of you are informed. So, what's your passive perception, Lucky?
15?
Good to know. So, you make your way into the town of Denor. People kind of give you a glare and kind of same kind of curious glance they gave you the first time you came to town. Eventually, a guard kind of comes up to you and says, "Oh, hey.
We wish to see the father."
Shallows?
Yes.
Aye. Right, come follow me. He kind of leads you off into the church. There's a knock on the door, and then the large wooden doors open. Again, the father is standing at the end, in front of a small pedestal, reading this large book. Kind of looks up at you and beckons you in.
Good morning.
Morning. You see him kind of come down from his pedestal and comes to meet you. So, what news have you from the Shallows?
The Shallows is no more. Let's start with that. From well, I think it would be slightly easier to show first and tell later, and I'm gonna reach into my bag of holding, and I'll pull out the head of the sea troll first, put it down. I'll take out like a small cloth and put it down on the ground so as to not dirty the temple. I'll put the head of the sea troll down, and then I'll pull out the body of the Shahagwin. These creatures were ransacking the town when we arrived. The only survivors are Susan here and Cassian behind me. His name is Cassian, right?
Vassian, yes.
Vassian, sorry.
Not Cassian, Vassian. Yes.
I'll remove Vassian's mask and use some water to wipe down his face from the makeup.
Well, see, the father seems to be more interested in these sea creatures. He kind of like examines the Shahagwin's body, kind of flips it over, examining his face and all that, looking over the sea troll's head, picking it up, looking into his eyes. My. Must have been quite an ordeal. These.
We didn't intend to, but we did.
From the looks of them, they're looters. Ones to pick up from King's will.
It looked like they were looting, yes. Cassian here was, Vassian, sorry.
Oh, Vassian! Look how much you've grown. It's been a while since I've had you in my church. How are you, my boy? You see Vassian come up to him. It's not been great. Oh, poor boy. Come here. You see the father get down on one knee and give him a slight hug. I see now, as he kind of looks at Vassian's forehead, examining the mark.
I'll pull out the robe and fold it down and put it down on one of the pews.
Oh, I see what they've done. You must have really angered the king.
Perhaps it's best to speak outside of the presence of the child.
Yes. You kind of see the father kind of go off into what seems to be a side room off the main kind of church, and what seemed to be an attendant or some kind of holy cleric or something like that in kind of lighter blue robes with a small mask on their face, and he kind of leads Vassian off into the side room as well. Right, Vassian, I'll be come to see you soon. Just stay quiet for now. Thank you. He waits until Vassian is out of the room and then comes up to you. I did warn them when they left that traditions must be upheld, but it seems like they ignored my pleas and they had angered the king.
Before we continue, Father, I don't know if you ever shared a name. Are you just Father?
He said his brother Rightwind.
Wait, what? Did he?
Literally the first time we met him.
He introduced himself as Father Rightwind.
Oh, okay. Well, that was just an innocent question. I didn't mean any malice by that.
No,
But
yeah,
okay,
that's fine, yeah.
Father Rightwind. Before we continue, Father Rightwind, I have a question to ask you, if you wouldn't mind answering.
Of course.
What's your opinion on that? And I'm going to point towards the boy that just went into a side room. Do you condone it?
Vassian? Oh, of course not.
Insight check.
You okay? You may roll.
Okay, disadvantage, unfortunately.
So check on what? He hasn't said anything.
No, he said, of course not. That is a 13, 1-3.
You believe him.
Okay.
Kind of looks at you. You see, offerings and sacrifices to the sunken king keep him appeased, keep him happy, and show our devotion to him. But these are normally nothing more than some criminal, animals, or monetary value. That's why we do trade. We throw in artifacts, gold, into the pools, and that appeases him and gives upon us bounty. But it seems like the Shallows had forgotten this and angered the king, and so he demanded more. And it seems like his demands were not what I would have wanted or expected. It seems like the Shallows may have not just ignored him, but looking at Susan, disrespected him. And he averts gaze from the father. I don't know what they did, but it must have quite angered him as such. I assure you, we do not do that here.
It's good to hear.
Well,
Right.
So what will happen with the boy now?
Well, I assume his parents are no longer amongst the living.
their house was ransacked and emptied, so no.
Well, then I shall take him in. I shall make sure he gets a proper education and induct him as a scribe. Never have enough of those.
What of the mark on his head? Is there any...
Oh, easily removed. He kind of snaps his fingers again, and the same Matete comes out with Vassian. It seems to now have what seems to be like some bread and what seems to be like a glass of milk. Seems to be eating and drinking. The father kind of comes up to him. Right, Vassian, finish that up if you would. And then he kind of places his hand on Vassian's forehead, says some words, and then small light takes his hand off the child's forehead, and the mark is still on there.
Nice.
What does the mark signify?
Oh, it signifies offering. It's primordial for offering.
Primordial.
It's the language of the king.
Well... Is there anything more you need to know about the Shallows?
No. I know enough now. You must be tired, and if you had fought a looting group the size of this is a big one. A lesser one of that, but still a big one. Holding up the troll's head. It was lucky you did not meet a greater of their kind, or else I fear you would not have turned as intact as you are now.
Oh, trust me, we did not turn out well.
Right. Well, we must return these to the ocean, and I will see to it that Vassian is taken care of.
One more thing.
Thank you
There
for-
were...
Yes.
How many coffins were there in the spire?
there were 12, 11 assume were filled.
11 filled coffins in the spire at the shallows. Vastian was the 12th.
Well, at least they stopped. 12. At least someone had the decency to stop. But fear and preservation of one's life can lead
These
to such horrific things.
these people were once yours, were they not, Father?
They were, but they were discontent.
If you do not mind me asking, why is your house not in order?
My house.
The people to whom you are responsible to as their leader, why have they turned to such dark methods to continue a life when they could have lived under you without resorting to those methods? What spurred them to this end?
Some, usually the young, seek a life that is not dependent on an outside force. They want to strike out, as they say. And I was willing to let them do so. I let them leave, and I offered, if anyone wished, who were unhappy with the way that things were run, or if how I conducted myself angered someone, then to leave with them, to try and start a new life. I did not know that this would happen. I had warned them that certain traditions must be upheld as to not to anger him and to not respect him, but it seemed that they did not listen to me. Those that are here now understand that in this world now it is impossible to live without some kind of protection. You go out into the wastes to some remote part of it. It is filled with monsters, mutants, and such horrificness that would drive mortal men mad just gazing upon it. Here we are safe. Here we are fed. And here we can prosper. If they people are unhappy with that, then I encourage them to attempt to find prosperity on their own.
Very well.
Now, you must be tired, you must be hungry, you must be sick. Rest for a day. Come back to me again tomorrow, and I shall have more work for you.
And what of the pay?
Of course, it is waiting for you at the tavern. I have instructed the cavern keeper to give upon you your financial rewards.
And of information?
Your information.
We came here with a express purpose. How much closer are we to achieving that goal?
Oh, almost forgot. I'm gonna give him the parchment with the rune sketches that I made. I don't know if this is gonna be useful for you, but I drew this from the spire in which they buried the offerings.
Right. These are very well done. If you ever they're very well done indeed. Ever considered taking up the role of a scribe?
Not really my interest, but
Shame. Could definitely see some potential in you. Right here. Information. Well, what would you like to know? It was not part of our original deal. Yeah, I promised you a mode of transportation and financial gain. if you
Wait,
complete
hold
a few
on.
jobs for me.
Was it not so DM was it not like part of the deal where he would tell us more about the fake sunstone that he has and stuff like that?
he doesn't have a big
Nope.
sunstone. What do you mean?
No, the fake the lesser
No.
sunstone. No?
He
No,
doesn't
we
have
just
that.
get-
It's a trader.
You just get a cart, 2 beasts of burden, and 20 GP each.
Oh, okay. So did we ask him about the sunstone at all?
No.
Well,
'Cause
he
I
didn't
was
sell
away
it
for
to you.
that.
It was it was an independent trader had it.
Right. Okay. So I didn't ask that question then because I assumed
Yeah.
that.
No, don't worry. And the party interrogated that woman for pretty much all the information she had about these sunstones, or these smaller light
Yep.
stones.
Right.
That's why we want to go to the crater, because that's where it came from. That's why we did this whole thing, to get
Alright.
transportation to go to the crater.
All right. So let me rephrase my question in character then. In character, I would have said something along the lines of, There is one more thing. If you was hoping for a bit of information on one thing, and I will look back to Elle and reach out for one of the small stones that she has. You have it,
Elle?
right?
What do you mean?
Elle has the sunstone, right, from the trader?
Elixis bought a bunch, and I have one.
Oh, okay, sorry. Lucky.
Lucky has it.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
Okay. Do you know what this is?
Yes, it's that madam, someone in a tent, sells the little novelty little lights. Yes.
Do
Everyone
you
has one.
know of any other use for this?
Well, those ones in particular, they shine brightly. Novel. More potent or purer ones could be used for magical creation, I believe.
And where do you know might someone find a more potent or pure one in a matter of crucial time?
Crucial time? Well, I don't believe we have any pure ones here. Most of those get shipped underground to the understates. They come from the crater. I'm sure you know this.
Underground to the understates.
Yes, you know this.
Right. I know this. Well, thank you anyway for the information. I'll hand it back to Lucky.
We'll be attending. There will be a sermon later, and they say. And I wish you good rest.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Before we go, can I go over to Vassia?
Yes.
I'd like to just go over him and just kind of kneel down to where he's sitting, and just take one of his hands and place the small silver ring that I got, and just place in his hand, just kind of close his fist around it, and just say, something to remember where you've come from.
He kind of looks at it, looks up to you. You can begin to see like small tears welling up in his eyes, and then he just begins to cry again. Thank you. And then he goes over to just hug you tightly, kind of burying his face to your chest.
Oh, she just kind of like braces, and then just slowly will put her arms around him as well, and just say, this is where you've come from, but that does not determine where you can go. Just use it as a thing to remember, but not to guide you. You're on your own path.
You kind of see him, like, furrow his face, rub the tears of his eyes, and kind of put on a face. Yeah. Nods.
She'll stand and give him a small smile and pat on the head, and just say, I'll be seeing you around.
He waves you goodbye.
As we leave, which way is the tavern?
The tavern, if I can just point it out on the map, it is over here.
Right. Okay.
Where it's too big. Sorry, I didn't see the ping.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, okay. Walter's side view. Nice.
Hey, must pay top dollar for that. I am going to tell the rest of the party to head on without me, and I'm going to wait outside the church for Susan.
She she was actually waiting outside the church for you to finish up, and then she can make her way in.
Okay, as I see her go in, I'll let her go in first, and I'll tell the rest of the party, perhaps you should head back to the tavern without me first. I will see you there shortly.
What are you planning to do?
I wish to have a conversation. It is not meant to be private. If you wish to stay and listen, you might, but it's not particularly important either. I won't be too long.
Just stay out of trouble.
I will.
So you're going where, Adam? Where's this?
I'm just staying right here.
Oh.
Right. So, other than Adam, where are the rest of you guys heading? You have the whole town of Denora at your disposal.
I'm gonna go to the market and buy 3 of the weirdest looking potatoes they have.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Radio.
How much does it cost?
Oh, 3 copper for 3 potatoes.
Okay. Alright. Just checking the number of wayward... What is it? The spawn of the grove we fought was 3, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Lesser spawn of the grove, you fought 3, correct.
Okay.
Flynn, Elle, Alexis, what are you guys doing? Essentially, this is a week of
don't know.
downtime.
Yeah. Can I try to find somewhere that's selling books?
Okay. You could roll me an investigation check. And Flynn, what are you doing? And Alexis as well.
I'll just go with one of them because I don't have anything I super need.
Okay,
I
Alexis.
will technically go with, but
What?
I'm gonna be accompanying her, but sort of pickpocketing people on the.
You're gonna be pickpocketing people.
Why would you not separate yourself
Okay,
from us? Go.
sure. Okay, so roll me a sleight of hand check.
Hold on, who are you with again?
He's with L.
Okay, good, not me.
Oh,
That's
you're
not
coming
my
with me?
problem.
Oh. No, wait. No.
Wait, Flynn, so who are you going with? I guess we're splitting up. One to the
I'm
market,
gonna go
one
with you
to...
then.
Huh?
No, I'm gonna go with you because I don't want to be
Okay.
around that.
Okay.
Okay.
Damn it.
Okay. Roll. Yeah, it's easy. You can find potatoes quite easily. However, books is gonna be a bit difficult. So roll me an investigation for looking for books, and roll me a sleight of hand trying to pick pockets.
Elle gets a
I need a
15.
big, I need really big crowd first, and then easy escape.
So, what are you attempting to do?
I need a really big crowd first, and then easy escape.
Well, this is as big as a crowd as you're gonna get. It seems to be like midday. People are going through the market, buying produce, looking over the fish and other kinds of knickknacks in the market. It's busy as gonna get in this town.
Okay. I'm
So
so
roll me a
very
sleight of
good
hand.
at this. Ah.
Oh no.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
Christ. Okay, so I'll get to that later. So,
Why am I entirely unsurprised?
Wonderful. Elle got a 15 for investigation.
15, yeah. So you are kind of with Alexis. He seems kind of just like he's with you, but he's like good maybe 10 feet away, kind of looking at other stalls, like bumping
Yeah.
into people. Seems to be
I
very
mean,
clumsy.
she's just walking. She's not even paying him
Yeah.
mind. So.
Yeah. So you actually find yourself back towards that tent that the madam has.
Oh.
That seems to be the only place that actually sells what seem to be books.
Nice. Is the same lady there again?
Yeah. She doesn't seem to be like around. This is going to be a small stall outside and a larger tent. Looks smaller on the outside than it actually does look on the inside. Do you walk in the tent?
Yeah.
You walk in, and it's almost as if like what should be like a one-person tent that should be able to house maybe like 2 shelves on each side of the tent turns into this large, almost atrium-like tent. It's very bizarre. And there seems to be a small section off in one of the corners that has maybe a bookshelf. It has sparsely, but a couple of books there.
Cool. Yeah, so Elle's just definitely just like, whoa. And she's kind of just like looking around wide-eyed as that happens. And she'll head over and see like what the books say.
Yeah, you head over the books. Some of them just seem to be some books that you recognize, like some old textbooks, very damaged but still readable. Some of them seem to be newer books that are not as well made, but definitely in better condition. And then some of them seem to be books of more magical persuasion.
Ooh, okay.
And kind of as you're kind of just peering through these books, kind of unbeknownst to you, this old woman comes up and says, "Find anything you like, dearie?"
Oh. Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm interested in some interesting reading material. Is there anything that's like gives me like
That's
yes,
an uncommon trait amongst these parts. Very interesting.
is there anything that would be like specifically having information around this area?
This area?
Or anything about that big old pit thing?
Pit the crater? 1 minute. Let me go through my collections. I think I have a small book that the understates gave me. It's more of a pamphlet, really. Gives you a quick rundown of their situation. It's not propaganda, you ask me, but you know, I have it.
Sure. How much?
Oh, this? Yeah, I'll give it to you. I want it at my fucking store.
Oh, right then. We'll accept it and just give her a little nod.
Ah. Anything else you wishing to buy, sell?
No, I don't think I have anything I want to sell actually. And don't want-
I do have some knickknacks. Magical knickknacks as well. I'm just looking for business. No one buys my shit here.
Well,
Just
sure.
keep coming.
I'm interested. I like little knickknacks. You got anything, tiny little magical thing?
I have a hat that makes
Okay.
rats.
Oh, it
You want a rat hat?
it creates rats?
Yes, rat hat.
Huh. That's. I mean, can you control the rats, or they just go scurrying?
No. Just
Aha.
no. I don't know where the rats
Alright.
come from. But you put the hats on. You say the magic rat hat word. Rats.
All right, I'm sold.
$10.
All right, here you go, ma'am.
Yep. You now have a hat of vermin.
Oh,
I love
I come back to hearing rat hat.
Rat hat.
Maya just bought a hat that makes rats.
Or it could be used one day.
You bought hat of vermin.
Awesome. Yep.
You need to ask what the word is, though.
Oh yeah, I guess. So do I set the word? Like I wouldn't want to just accidentally say it. Like rats just come forward.
No. It's your hat now. You get to say the word. First word you say when you put the hat on is the word.
Shoot, what did I say?
You
What was the
didn't put
first
the
word?
hat- Well, you didn't put the hat on, did you?
I think she would have immediately just put it on.
Alright, so I will be an arsehole. What's the first reasonable word you would have thought?
I can tell you what's the
Yes,
first
the
word
first
she
word
said
was
after she got the
so.
hat.
Right? Was it so?
No, it was wait, because you said wait, what's the word?
So, well, sorry, Jay. Extra words wait.
Alright, well, I just hope I don't have to stop anybody anytime soon.
Should mention, it's not just a rat hat. I just like rats. You can also have bats or frogs.
Oh, that's so cool. I was so into that.
Yeah, this is an actual item called Hat of Vermin.
Oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh.
Yeah.
How do you change the setting from
Also,
frog to
it's
rat to rat?
if I remember correctly, you're not supposed to be wearing it. You hold it in your hand and you say the command word, and then it summons your choice of one of the creatures.
That's lame. Why can't you wear it? It's a
Because
hat.
then it appears on your head. Because it appears inside the hat. The vermin comes out from inside the hat.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm just gonna copy and paste this item just in chat so you can get a good look at what this fucking thing does.
I have thrown
I see it
this
in
at a
D&D
player
now.
before.
Good. It's a great item.
Awesome.
It is great, yeah.
Alright, and I'll also add pamphlet on crater, or like what?
Propaganda pamphlet. At the end of the day.
So you have Understate's propaganda pamphlet.
Got you. Awesome. Sweet.
I'll
what's
just
that?
goes to a bookshop and buys a vermin producing a hat.
I love it. Yeah, so she's all good to go. She'll just thank her kindly and head back out.
Yep, you
Just
now have
wander
rat hat.
around. Sweet.
Or a frog fedora. Or a bat beret. There you go.
You tried really hard.
I did. So,
The extra, can you ban Gravedigger 225? Thank you.
Oh.
ooh,
Sorry, it's a bot account that is posting advertisements in our chat.
oh yeah, kick him out. Get that fucker out of here.
Kill him.
Kill him.
Excuse me.
Cool. We're also
Oh,
doing
shit,
stuff.
have you guys? Wait, did you guys see the art spam with the guy's done? Great.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Where?
No,
Let me
go.
see.
Wait, go to art spam and look what the guy's done.
You mean the sketch? That's me.
Yeah, it's so cute. Look at it.
No, I mean I drew it, not Agata.
Oh, you drew that? Oh, it's fucking
Yeah.
cute.
I'm waiting for y'all's whispers.
It's adorable. Sorry, I thought again.
That's cool.
Whenever anyone does
Yeah,
anything.
it's like her channel. I just like guess.
It's adorable.
Okay.
Right.
By the
so-
way, while I'm waiting, has Susan come out?
Yes. Sorry, I'm just getting on with the rat hat. But yes,
Oh.
Susan would have made her way. Would have tried to get past you into the church itself.
Right. Well, I mean, I let her go into the church. I'm waiting outside the church for when she tries to come out.
So you would have waited maybe 15 minutes,
Okay.
and eventually the doors open again, and Susan comes out.
Right. As she comes out, I'm going to step up so she can see me and beckon for her to come over.
She looks at you and kind of gingerly makes her way over.
When we had our conversation before, I was inflamed by the needless death of children. Don't get me wrong, I still feel the same way I do. However, after a conversation with my party, I will admit perhaps I might have been hasty to give out judgment of death. That being said, you are the sole survivor of a group of people whose actions resulted in the needless death of 11 innocents. Do you agree?
I mean, somewhat, yeah.
And even if your part in it may not have been the whole, you are the only one left who can bear responsibility for the series of events that have resulted in today. Therefore, I have a alternative solution to the problem whereby I cannot simply let this lie, but at the same time I do not believe you are wholly responsible for all of it. I'm going to hand her a small pouch. Open it.
She gingerly, very carefully opens the pouch.
Inside the pouch are 11, I want to say ball bearings, but they're not like the normal ball bearings I throw around. They are significantly
Biggest ball bearings.
significantly larger. They've got a weight to them, so we'll say like each one is like, say, whereas a normal ball bearing will be like 5 grams, each one of these is like 15 to 20 grams, so they're quite larger, and they're designed to be a weight that you can feel on your person if you have the pouch on you. These represent the 11 lives that you and your companions took. You will carry these for the rest of your days, forever. And to rid yourself of each one of them, I'm going to charge you with recompense. Find a child, age not too different from those that were sacrificed, that is in need, in dire need. Fulfill that need, and for each need you fulfill, you may remove one of these balls. And from there you will be removing yourself of some of this weight. Does that sound acceptable to you?
Okay, roll your choice of persuasion or intimidation.
I will... I'm still exhausted, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm going to say in this situation, I'm not going to apply.
Okay. I think my persuasion is better. No, they're both the same at +1. Okay. Alright, I will roll... Alright, I want her to do it because... I want her to do it for her own sake and not just because I'm telling her to do it, so I'm going to roll persuasion.
Okay.
Natural 20. The dice have rules, man. I'm telling you, the dice work. Okay, sorry. Keep going.
Yeah. She'll take the bag from you, looks at you with kind of a fierceness in her eyes, kind of nods once solemnly, kind of attaches this heavy sack to her waist, and again, one more solemn nod, but with no other words, just walks away.
Earlier, I mentioned that should our paths cross again, yours will end. Let me rephrase myself now. It will depend on the contents of that, and I point to the sack.
She kind of turns around and she's walking away, and again,
Okay.
one more nod. Then she kind of just walks in town.
I'll head back to the tavern.
Okay. Right, we go from that to cat.
Stealing.
Yeah, I would like to have a conversation with Flynn, whether that's before or after the pickpocketing thing, but
I'm gonna say you can have this before.
okay. We don't know what's gonna.
This shit's gonna hit the fan after.
Yeah, so
Alright.
as we're just like strolling through the town, I'm just gonna be like, so Flynn, is there anything you want to get? Souvenir? Shopping?
I mean, I don't really need anything.
I mean, do you have any hobbies? What did you do? Do I know what he did in Sanctuary? Like, what his
Oh.
job?
Drink.
Oh.
Yeah.
We could go look at first a shop with some alcohol.
I mean, we're going to a tavern afterwards, aren't we?
I don't drink much, so I wouldn't know, but don't they have
Well, I mean-
specialty shops for that? Or do you not really pay much heed to the quality of your liquor?
Quality isn't super important to me, but I don't know.
That's fair. Maybe we should go back and get some rest then.
Yeah, whatever.
How
what
are
do
you feeling, by the way?
Am I feeling good still?
You feel great.
Yeah,
No,
I'm feeling great.
Just checking.
You wanted to buy potatoes?
I already got them. I showed him.
Oh.
Don't they look weird? It's so cool.
Yeah, one of them seems to be like two potatoes that kind of fused together while they were growing. One of them looks kind of like a guy, like a small humanoid. Like it's uncanny how much it looks like it.
Huh.
It's still a potato. Like
Having
there's even like a
flashbacks.
like a small little having a little bit of flashbacks. Oh shit! And then one of them kind of looks like a heart, like a human heart.
Oh,
Not
this is awesome.
Necessarily looks like a human heart.
I'm just like nodding, like, yeah, it's super, super cool. Huh?
Look at my ugly children.
Yeah, so you have these three weird-looking potatoes.
I'm gonna plant them as soon as we get out of town.
Aren't we leaving? No.
Right now?
Well, I mean, what do you mean by plant them?
Like
Like
plant
now.
them. You know, potatoes can grow if you put them in the ground.
Well,
I assume
yeah,
these are
but
potatoes.
aren't we leaving this like area?
Yeah, I'm gonna put them in the ground and let them grow.
Oh.
In the forest. As
Oh.
I don't want them to grow up and start punching people in here. So
Is that a thing that they can do?
Oh, were you not there when I was speaking? I was talking to a farmer. He said that anything that's planted on the topsoil here gets weird.
Oh, I was definitely
Like those
doing
trees
that.
that punched us.
Right. Well, I'm sure that Elle and Alexis are doing nothing weird, so I should try and meet up with them. Probably.
As
Nothing
you say that,
weird, nothing illegal.
as you say this, so Elle, you have just come out of the Madam. So I should mention this actually does have like a small sign above the tent. Never actually discussed it. It is the Madam Mystic's Mystic Magic Shop.
Madam Mystic's Mystic Magic
Love
Shop.
it,
I
love
like
it.
that a lot.
Yes, the MMMM.
Mystic magic.
Mystic Magic.
It's the
It should be magic merchandise.
Oh, it should be. It's the Mystic. It's the Madam Mystic's Mystic Magic merchandise. It's the MMMMM.
It's the Hey, where are you going later?
Nice. So
Yes.
Elle's coming out all happy. Can I flavor that our hat looks like a witch's hat? Because that's totally what you would want to get for that aesthetic.
It is 100% a black, tall witch's cap with what seems to be like a purple ribbon at the base of it, wrapping around it.
Maya, do you remember the first art that I posted for you? The second one? It has a witch's hat.
Oh, that's right.
It was destined.
I knew it.
Right, so, as this is going on, Alexis, now you're kind of milling around the market, around the vegetable and the fish markets, slipping your hands into a pocket or two, and to you, you're being very deft and sneaky about this. No one even notices you as you slip in your hand in someone's pocket, pull out a couple of silver, a couple of copper, set of dice, stuff like that, until eventually you're going around and you're getting good at this. Oh, I'm in my rhythm. I'm doing this. You head over to what seems to be this kind of slightly fatter merchant. he seems to actually be selling what seems to, not selling, but he seems to be kind of working on a small boat next to the docks. And you kind of go over, like he's kind of bending down to what seems to be like doing some minor repairs to a boat. You slip your hand to his pocket, and then someone grabs your hand. You fiercely look over, and it's a guard staring at you. And you look behind him, there are like 3 or 4 very angry looking people staring at you.
Hey,
That's the fucking cat, it took me money!
first of all, I'm not a cat.
You're a cat! That's a cat!
Listen.
Look at my cat! Look at him! She holds up this kind of like yellow tabby cat. Looks up at you, Tabax, looks up at you, it meows at you. See? It's a cat!
I am not a cat.
Well, whatever you is, I'm gonna have to take everything you got on you, and you come with me, alright, to the keep. I'll have a strongly worded discussion with you, and a bit of jail time, alright?
About that, what for? I have done nothing. I was just inspecting.
Mate, I watched you pick the pocket of 3 of these people, and I saw you attempting to grab this man's wallet in the back of the trousers. Now you know what the way out of this one. The trousers. Alright, boys. Alright. And more guards seem to make their way over towards you, and they begin to frisk you down. So,
I let them, yes.
So, during this frisking, all of the stolen items are taken, all of your money is taken, and all of your equipment is taken.
Oh.
They seem to like give back the money that you took from these people, and kind of one guy just tucks in what seemed to be this leather sack, just chucks in most of your equipment, and then this guy brings up what seemed to be a set of iron manacles, latches them to your wrists, says, "All right, come with me, lad." And Elle, you see this as you're leaving the store.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she's not gonna try to fight the guards off, so I think she's gonna just walk past, just shaking her head and be like, "All right, just excuse me, guards. Where's the jail?"
Alright, yeah, you're the new guys, of course. Camps before. Yeah, we're gonna take him to the keep. Over here.
Oh boy,
This at all.
that does not look good.
Yeah, well, he's gonna be taken down there. We're gonna get a court of his peers to assess his guilt, i.e., the guards and the father, and determining the thing of his crimes, we'll pay for them, either with jail time, community service, or execution.
Right. Alright then. Alexis, I'll get everyone else, I guess. I don't know. Just don't die.
I probably won't die.
Right. Alright, and if you wish to see him, you come to the keep and ask to see the cat, and as long as you've done nothing wrong to do it, you can come and see him.
I mean, how serious is this offense really, though? You just took a couple petty change.
It's a bit of change, but it's a fact that he had the audacity to do that in town, in front of me, in front of all these people. Don't worry, it's nothing serious, but it's gonna be something to remind him not to do that kind of thing.
Well, seems fair enough.
Alright, good day, miss.
Thank you, sirs. And I guess she'll go to try to find Adam because she knows where he was going to be for sure.
Adam's at this time probably walking back towards the tavern from the church. You might run into me in the middle.
Right. Can I find him or should I like roll for perception or something?
Up to DM.
Sorry.
I'm trying to find Adam. Can I just find him, or do I have to roll?
Oh no. You're not too far away from the church. You probably can see him because he is a striking visitor now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm just gonna run up to him. I'm just like, hey Adam. So like, our furry feline fiend, he's going to jail now.
Right. Why?
He tried to steal, of course. Last time he just paid the guy back after stealing all his liquor, but this time the guards are pissed off. So,
Well, walk with me to the tavern. Let me take a short rest, recuperate some of my energies, and we'll go down there and check on him. How about that?
sounds good.
We're gonna go to the tavern and take a short rest.
I think we're probably back by then too, right? I just buying 3
Yeah.
potatoes.
Yeah, I'll come back and I'll be like, apparently Alexis got arrested. We're taking a short break, and then we're gonna go see what we can do about that situation.
Alexis, that stupid mongrel. He's a bad link to orthodoxy.
Maybe I should just sleep him and we drag him around when we're in town.
Can you do that? That would be so helpful.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess like it's the big scary place, of course, is where he's gonna be kept. Guess we can go there. I don't know how. What are we supposed to do?
Well, the father said he had a job for us tomorrow morning, but I thought we were meant to leave. So
Probably. DM, can I roll for my short rest hit dice?
You may.
Okay.
And how powerful is this father? What if he gave them his word that Alexis is a valuable member of this team that's needed to
is he though?
complete a job? Well, I mean,
There
you know,
are-
you gotta fluff it up. You gotta fluff it up.
There are
Right.
arguments to be made. However,
Just that's what we pitched to them. Is all I'm saying.
yes. However, we also need to keep in mind that by the way, I healed for 9 plus 6, so 15. We also need to keep in mind that Alexis has not exactly behaved in a way befitting of a member of a party that is taking on missions for the father himself, who is undoubtedly the most influential person in this town and perhaps the entire region. Therefore, that needs to be taken into consideration as well. Let's wait for Flynn to return.
I guess we could just
Flint's with
leave
me.
him.
Flint's here.
Oh, Flynn's here.
Yeah.
We could just leave him and continue on the mission without. If you want to like
He's
put him
still
in timeout.
There is a reason.
one of us.
There is a reason why Alexis was chosen for this mission, and I would not feel comfortable living without him. However, this is behavior that does need to be corrected. We shall go down there, and it is up to you if you wish to listen in, but I do wish to have a less than polite conversation with him.
Do you know how long he's going to be kept in there? Is it like days, weeks, years?
No, they said there's gonna be like a trial to determine that.
Trial.
They might just want him to pick up trash on the side of the highway. Who knows?
Or they might sacrifice him to the sunken king.
Go to Mississippi.
I do not believe that that is going to be the case, even though criminals are sacrificed to the sunken king here.
That is true.
Well, we have rested for long enough. Let's go and see about our cat friend.
Wait, what did you say, Adam?
I said I don't think that's going to be the case, even though criminals are sacrificed to the sunken king.
Oh, yeah.
So, what do you guys do?
Your short rest,
Gonna
please.
Are you gonna yeah, you guys can have a short rest.
Yeah, so after a short rest, I'm gonna go to one of the guards and I'm gonna say, I believe a companion of mine committed some crime and is currently being held under lock and key. Where would I go if I wish to speak with this companion?
Or is it the cat?
Yes,
Oh yeah, I'll get you to there if you want.
please.
All right, follow me in.
Alright.
Is it just Adam going, or is more people going?
I think we're all there.
Yeah, I think we're all there.
Everyone's
Oh, yeah.
coming.
I just said that I wanted to give him a stern talking to, but I mean, I'm pretty sure we're all going.
Righty-dighty. Gotta say, not the smartest decision, doing a bit of crime in a town you just get into.
Right. Did you at least try to hide it?
No, very blatant. Very blatant.
I don't know what's gotten into that child.
He's not the smartest kid in the litter, let's just say it that way.
Perhaps. You know,
Yes.
we are
Apologies again. I feel like I'm always
supposed-
apologizing for him. Sorry to cause me trouble. Don't think of our group like being reflected by him. Don't think about the tabaxi being reflected, etc.
I'm going to
No, I heard from a couple of mates of mine that you was the blokes that went down to the shallows. Now, people in town appreciate your good work, but it kind of makes you look bad, doing a good turn then doing a bad one.
Right, yeah. It's something we're trying to avoid. I will specifically try and address the party, like not the guard, when I say the next part, which is that, we are meant to trust each other with our well-being and lives in this mission. And later on when we see Alexis, I might say a few certain things that you might consider personable or private to Alexis, or things that perhaps he might not want aired. However, I would like to assuade your fears in saying that I believe sharing information about each other is in our interest when we are attempting to trust each other, and that is becoming more difficult with Alexis's behavior.
I don't know what exactly you mean, but if you think it will help,
You
Go
will,
ahead.
you will.
Alright, where do we have to go?
Yeah, do we get to the infirmary? Or not the infirmary, fuck.
Yeah, so they take you into what seems to be this, quite heavily fortified keep. And it actually does seem to be quite nice there. There does seem to be some more higher-end homes and houses here, and also what seems to be like the main guard barracks.
Right.
This seems to be where the guards live and train and work. You do see a couple of regiments doing what seem to be some drills out in the courtyard, and eventually they lead you into what seems to be the main building here. Take you into a main foyer, and then lead you down a set of stairs into what seems to be an underground prison. This one, to be precise.
ooh. Map.
Man.
Okay.
Yep.
So, no tokens necessary, but he kind of leads you in, essentially, through this corridor, leading you up here, through the main kind of reception area here, where there is a guard sitting at this table here. And I says, "Alright, Garrett, got visitors? Oh yeah, got visitors. Alright, send him through. Do ask him for weapons and such. I'm afraid, I know you people aren't like your cat friend, or at least I hope he ain't. But I will have to frisk you for any contraband and such.
I will let you know my arms are weapons, and removing them would be irreversible.
Body of a weapon.
What? I got something for that then. Don't you worry. Alright, just put your weapons in the box over there, and anything that you think might not do great in a prison.
Right.
I trust you not to be a bunch of wankers.
All right. I'm gonna put the physical weapons that I have in the box. I'm gonna turn to the guy and be like, my. Do you wish me to remove my arm? It will take an hour.
He walks off and comes back with 2 small hempen sacks with rope. Takes them round your fists, ties them off. There you go.
I'm not going to tell him this, but that's not gonna help. Okay. It's like I'm just not gonna tell them. Like, if it makes you feel better, sure.
There you go. So you now have 2 sacks over your hands.
I'll
Right.
give him my battle axe and my warhammer.
So essentially, say unless you were trying to sneak in anything, just consent to your
Yeah.
items being placed in a box.
Yeah, just putting them all there. It's fine.
Mm.
Hmm?
Yeah, no,
Cool.
I'd not
Yeah.
to.
So after a while, you do that, and then you're led to what seems to be a small room where Alexis is currently sitting on a bed. This little cell over here.
I will. So like, any chance there's a chair anywhere here I could borrow?
Oh, a minute.
What?
He's gonna like sit down interrogator style with
Oh,
the chair
there's-
backward.
He sort of just drags a chair over from here. Says, "No, that's my sitting chair. I'd appreciate that back when it's done."
Of course, I just intend to sit on it for a bit. I'm going to pull the
Right,
chair in
well.
front of the bars and sit on it.
Right. Well, I'm just gonna be watching you.
Yeah,
You don't do anything spec.
Of course.
Yeah. Got plenty of time. Right. How about it?
okay. I'm going to sit on the chair. Normally, not interrogator style with the back front. I'm going to look to the rest of the party. Just nod for a second to the rest of the party. Turn forward to the bars. Look at Alexis. What is Alexis doing? Is he on the bed?
Alexis.
He's sort of eyes closed, half asleep.
Alexis!
Yes. Oh, okay.
Come to the bars.
Wait, what did you say?
Come to the bars.
Okay, I sort of get up and say, so about
We will discuss your actions later. However, there's something else I want to discuss. Alexis, why was L chosen for this mission?
why was what?
Why was L chosen for this mission?
Ask her.
No, I mean, you tell me. You're fairly intelligent.
I don't-
What are her skills? What is her skill set?
I do not know. I think she's like healer or something.
Right? She can heal. She keeps us alive. Why was Lucky chosen for this mission?
So she controls plants or something.
She is extremely good with plants, this is true. She can speak languages we cannot. She has a way of interacting with the environment that we do not. This is true. Why was Flynn chosen for this mission?
I do not know. I have no clue about this one.
That's fair. And that's actually one of the reasons why he was chosen for the mission. Now, why was I chosen for this mission?
It was sort of a deadlock, let me guess.
Well, I am the primary caretaker for Sunstone. It makes sense to send someone with intimate knowledge of it out. Furthermore, I am the oldest being in the Sanctuary, and that has some merits as well. However, Alexis, the final question. Why were you chosen?
Ask the guy that chose me.
You're speaking to him.
I'd rather not discuss this.
You see, I didn't choose you. It's a misnomer to say that. I was simply sort of part of the discussions that came around the actual act of choosing you, which was the council. However, would you like to know one of the major talking points that was thrown around during the time at which you were being considered? There are multiple reasons for each person here today. One of the reasons for you, Alexis, was simply because Sanctuary wanted a way to get rid of you. Do you feel comfortable knowing that?
To be honest, I do not care.
You do not. You see, I had a different idea. And so did some others. You are nimble. You've used this for things that we could care less about. Inflicting worry on others, removing them of petty things. And I said, given a chance to do something better with his skills, Alexis could give some benefit to this mission. Am I wrong? Was I wrong, Alexis?
Nope.
Then why are you here, on the other side of these bars? When we are at a crucial point in our mission, why have you compromised it?
Well, you tell me, why should I care when that sanctuary didn't even want
Sanctuary is in one unit, Alexis. How many people do you know in Sanctuary?
pretty much everyone?
Exactly, because everybody knows everyone.
And let's be honest, they all didn't care. Ever.
Some of them did. Did you not
Name one.
live? Did you not have food? Even when you were captured, were you not treated fairly? When you had committed crimes within Sanctuary, did people not treat you
I,
fairly? Put a
I
roof.
was captured. I was free.
Yes, but were you fed?
You call that feeding? I had to steal my food before that. I had nothing.
Did you ever ask for help?
You don't know anything, but I grew up on the streets. You didn't.
Alexis, I grew up when there was no streets.
You're a goddamn robot, my friend.
Alexis, you've put us in a very odd position. We should be moving forward. We should be achieving the goals that we set out to achieve. And yet, as a result of your actions, here we are, taking one step back. We just achieved some rapport with this town, and here you are, throwing it aside. How dare you claim that you have not been given anything when everything you have been given you simply shed aside?
Because you do not understand, because you're a robot.
I
There
do
are
not
things
understand.
far more important than these materialistic things like food and
You, Alexis, you seem to think I care anything about food. I have no need of it. I am the one person in the world who has no need of food or riches. I will live without either.
I'm not talking about that.
Then what are
That
you
is
talking
what
of?
you didn't understand.
I wouldn't. Why not?
Because you're a robot.
And what does that mean?
I'm not a robot and I don't understand your motivations either.
It's sort of just how I am.
I mean, don't you have it now? Food, shelter, you have money? Why are you still stealing?
Those things don't matter.
What does matter to you?
Look at yourself. You're all nice and friends and cozy. I've never had that.
Alexis, that is exactly what I wish to give you when I said, let me have him.
You can't give that to me. You can't give it something like that.
I can't. You just said I am a robot. You just said that I do not understand. Alexis, how many lifetimes have you seen? How many mortal lifetimes have you seen in your life? Half?
Just one really bad one.
Trust me, I have seen enough to know the best and the worst. I have seen yours. I have heard your name many, many times. Many.
Yet you don't know enough about.
No, I don't. Because here's the thing, Alexis, I cannot reconcile your actions with your words. You say you do not care for these small things, yet you steal them. You say that the one thing that you cannot have is human connection, yet you actively erode it everywhere you go by antagonizing the people that you do encounter. Your words and your actions are in direct conflict. So, yes, you are right, I do not understand, because you are not acting in a way that can be understood. Do you understand that?
That's pretty much all creation for you.
I was not sent here to lead this party. I do not lead it. I make decisions that I believe that I should make, and for the most part, I leave big issues to the rest of you. Sometimes I feel a responsibility to make decisions simply because of my age or because of my intimate knowledge of the subject matter. But this is a group effort, Alexis, and you are hindering it. I came here to speak to you, to find a reason why I should convince the rest of our party that we should not move on without you, that there is a reason why you are here, and that we should wait for you and help you see this through and bring you out with fresh knowledge that you would not do this again. However, I am finding it harder and harder to convince myself of that fact, let alone the rest of the party.
You should know it would be alright if you do leave without.
I'm gonna just get up from the chair and walk away, and I'll let the rest of them talk to him.
Elle just kind of sighs and just says, we're not going to leave you here, Lexus. No matter how much we might want to, we're not going to. Like Flynn pointed out, you're one of us. So, we're not going to abandon you.
Sort of smiles. Yes, never, nobody has ever said that.
As much as it pains me to admit, you did help back at the Shallows. You stole a hostage out the village, and without anyone noticing you. So, even though
And
you have caused trouble
surprisingly,
for us, yeah.
you were surprisingly the most eager to jump in and help people and rescue people. I don't know why, but you do have things that we appreciate about you. She kind of just like looks down awkwardly.
You forgot about my smartness.
A smart man wouldn't land himself in this situation, Alexis.
Aren't you walking away?
No, I just said I'm walking away from the bars. I'm still around. You know what I hate most, Alexis? I hate being wrong. I told the council that they were wrong to simply see you as a opportunity to get rid of you, and I said you have value to provide to this party, and that the party will benefit greatly from having you in it. Was I wrong?
Probably not. None of you can do things that I can.
Exactly. So now, Alexis, I'm going to ask you the question again. Why were you added to this party? Why were you sent on this mission?
Because I am important.
Be a bit more specific. You give specific answers for each of us. Do the same for yourself.
When I was in prison, I made 7 different plans to break, all of which could have been quite successful.
Good. So you're a good planner. What else? By the way, God, I know you're listening to this. He's not actually going to break out of here. Don't worry.
By the way,
Yeah, I'm right here, and I mean, if you break out, that's much worse than just picking up pockets. You do that, then you're getting into the kind of maybe we chuck into the ocean kind of thing.
Exactly.
Elle just kind of shakes her head. Don't worry. If he were to do something that stupid, I think we'd chop him down before you guys.
Well, much appreciated.
So Alexis,
Whoa.
besides that, what else do you do? Why were you chosen for this mission?
I could kill you in your sleep and you would never know. But you
Good.
don't sleep.
Yeah, I don't sleep. I was
Someone
you
else
beat me by a split second. Also, Alexis, when you're trying, you're usually good with your hands. I don't know why you chose to get yourself arrested, because you and I both know that if you were actually trying, you wouldn't even come close to being caught by guards. And that is a skill that, well, at least I do. I appreciate that skill, and I see value in it. However, there is a time and place for skill of that nature, and it is not in a town that we are not trying to antagonize. Do you agree with me on that part?
Maybe.
I did my best to prove to the council, or at least to the members, that thought of you as simply something to be gotten rid of. Do my best to convince them that there was a better reason for sending you on this mission than simply saying we will finally be rid of Alexis. And I told you the one thing that I hate most is being wrong, because it means that I have failed at some point, and failure is unacceptable. So please, don't make me wrong.
And Elle just kind of shrugs and, hey man, it's not like I mind you stealing. I mean, do whatever the fuck you want. Just don't get caught.
I mind you stealing. Just
Guard is right here.
Yeah, I mean, strange enough, if I don't catch you, I mean, it's not much of a problem, but the thing is, when I do catch you, that's when the problem begins.
Are you encouraging this behavior?
I like this guard. He's nice.
Well, make his job
Especially if I
easier
won't
and
kill
don't
him.
do things that are gonna get you caught.
Wait, did you say I want to kill me?
No.
Oh, good.
I like how we responded at the same time. Well, stay in there. Is the bed comfortable? Alexis?
What?
Is the bed comfortable?
What? What is comfortable?
The bed that you were lying on just moments ago.
Hey, I'm used to it.
Alright. Well, stay in there just a bit longer. Let us know through the guards if we need anything. We'll try to work on getting you out of there as soon as we can.
So I should not escape. Okay.
Alexis, just don't.
I mean, look at that wall. It's barely a few inches. It's
If
like there
I
are
will have to
secrets.
pay for it if you put a hole in that wall.
Yeah, no. If you break the wall, you're playing for the masonry work.
Just
They don't have that much money, Alexis.
Don't.
Just sit tight.
We don't have. We have like. We have two masons in this town. His name's Mason and his son Mason Jr.
Wow.
of course. God, if you don't mind, do you have
Yeah,
his
they charge a premium. It's fucking ridiculous.
do you have his belongings on him that
Oh
he had
yeah,
on?
we put them in the storage room.
Is there any chance of us retrieving that?
I'm not supposed to give it out until he's back out.
Right, but
He
when
can
he's
retrieve it when he's out.
he can retrieve it when he's out. Yes.
How long before there's a chance that he gets out? Here?
Well, after the father's sermon, it's gonna be a quick trial and determine what he's gonna do. And you're welcome to watch. So,
Where will
yeah.
it be?
Oh well, right after the sermon, we're gonna drag him up there, put him in front of the town, and pretty much the town's gonna be like, well, he's been committed of pickpocketing. What do we do with him? And then pretty much the town decides.
Look, Alexis.
And then the
just-
father has the ultimate say.
Alexis, when they bring you up there, just say you're sorry, okay? Can you do that?
He leaves out a very, very slow yes.
I have
I'm not convinced.
I have an additional idea on top of that. God, would you mind telling me exactly what was the total net worth of the items he attempted to steal?
1 minute, let me give it a thing. He walks off, comes out a list. Yeah, he stole 11 silver, 72 copper, set of bone dice, and a pocket watch.
So all in all, less than 2 gold, yes?
No, the pocket watch was worth 20.
Oh, okay, so 22 gold.
Yeah.
Alright. What if I took responsibility for him and committed to paying 40 gold in exchange for his action, in exchange for him going free and turning over a new leaf? Would that work for the
what?
father?
I think that's called bribery, Adam.
No, it's making a donation to the city.
Bribery with extra work.
Honestly, that sounds right diffy good to me. However, I don't get much say in this. If
Has
it's
something been
fast
done before similar to that?
Well, sometimes like the recompense is just pay off the property that he was stolen, and and then other times it's community service. Sometimes it's we remove a finger or two or the whole hand. Sometimes
Preferably
it's-
not the whole hand. Maybe a finger or two.
Needs
I
my
mean,
hand.
for 20 goals, maybe like 2 fingers, maybe.
Huh.
Will we be allowed to speak at this trial on his behalf?
Oh yeah, well you could be in the crowd.
Okay, okay.
Uh,
I'm amenable to this.
So so just head into the sermon. You'll have to sit through the whole sermon though, because
Cool.
doors big sermon, and then we'll drag him up.
Right.
Do the thing. People will do the kind of boo, don't steal my shit, and then the crowd is like,
Well, could you be gentle with him when you drag him up?
Well, it's a bit of a flair thing. We don't get too much entertainment in town, so big, it's a community bonding activity.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
Does the town collectively decide? Is there a judge or?
Well, the judge is the father, and then we're all the jury. The jury? Yeah, jury.
Right. If you're gonna drag him up, I'm gonna like pull out a couple scrap pieces of leather from my bag of holding that I have for like crafting. Could you put these on his shins before you do?
What the hell?
Wait a second.
Nah, mate, I understand you're trying to be like a good bloke, but like, no, this is our fun. Let's have our fun.
Okay. Yeah, put them back.
Yeah, so just come back tomorrow, or no, come back later today actually, and then just watch the sermon, see what he's gonna do. Wait, is it tomorrow? Wait, Jim, is it tomorrow today? It's tomorrow.
You said it was today before the sermon.
I did say it is. Well, there's a sermon today, but there's a sermon every day.
Right.
Oh, okay.
All right. Tomorrow then. Tomorrow.
Uh,
Tomorrow works.
Well, I guess that's visiting time over. You can go collect your stuff on the way out.
Yes, please.
And,
Oh,
yeah,
here
take
you
it
can
easy.
have these sacks.
Oh, thank you.
What?
he put sacks on my hands. This entire time I've had sacks on my hands.
Oh, I thought he just
no, it
had
had rope, not sacks.
No, he puts he
He
puts
put-
sack and then tied the sacks off with rope.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, so this entire time I've had like sack hands and I've been gesturing with sack hands.
Sack
Very
hands.
Alright, as we're leaving, Elle real quick is gonna take off her hat and be like, "You hungry?" And she's gonna like let a rat run towards him.
Wait, you hungry? Is it a word? Wait.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she's saying that to
Oh.
Alexis. You hungry? And she's gonna say, "Wait." And then a rat will go running up towards him.
A rat is rude.
Yep. So a rat. So you see this? Like she says her activation word, and this a rat just creeps down from her hat, like crawls down her.
Oh,
body
God.
and just kind of just like begins scurrying around people's feet. What the fuck?
I tried to stomp it out and miss.
No, the rat's too sly for you. He runs away. He doesn't go into he doesn't go into the big cat cell. He kind of just runs off further.
Damn. Alright. I'll just kind of chuckles and.
We're just keeping a rat in there the whole time.
Maybe, you never know.
You know that could be constituted as a weapon.
Sick a rat on you.
You get it from the madam.
Oh, yeah, do you have one too?
No, I can't afford it. It's like right expensive down there. I remember someone got something called a vibnator. She was screaming all night with that. Right, terrifying.
Right.
Did you just say a vibrator?
A vibnator?
Yeah, that's the one. She bought it from the madam, and that lady was screaming all night. It was terrifying.
Oh my god.
I'm sure she was.
She's just feeling some good vibes, I'm sure.
I'm fairly sure that nobody except Adams even knows what that is.
No.
Why would Adam know?
Because Adam's a well.
It's a vibrator.
Yeah.
That's for us. That's for us.
Okay, fair enough. Adam doesn't know either. All right, let's go.
So, what do you guys want to do with yourselves for until tomorrow? The town is still at your disposal.
Take a fucking long rest, cause I'm exhausted.
You got
Yeah, I'm just
food in
gonna
town?
tell everyone, we're supposed to see the father tomorrow for a job. We can talk to him about Alexis then.
I believe we're speaking to him after the sermon, so it's going to be after
No,
Alexis.
it's tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tomorrow after
The
the
job is
sermon.
tomorrow. No, in the morning.
In the
It's the
morning.
job.
Oh.
He didn't say when. He just said he'll speak to you tomorrow.
Oh.
No.
Isn't the sermon the first thing in the morning?
No.
No, it's usually like midway afternoon.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. By the way, DM, how much gold did we get from the package back at home?
That's right, because all of you would have been to the tavern. So essentially, let's say after you leave the cells, you make your way back to the tavern, and at that point, the bartender says, "Oh yeah, I got a, oh yeah, I've got a package for you." Kind of comes out, hands each of you like a small little sack.
Okay, I will also take Alexis's one. How much is it in each one?
Everyone has 20 gold.
Okay.
Very nice.
Could have just taken that instead of stealing 20 gold worth.
This is true, but now he's going to have to lose this because this is going to be the weir guild I'm going to pay to get him out.
Right? And can I interest you in some food and drink?
Not me.
Well, yeah, not you. I know you don't. You're a metal man.
Do you have any vegetables other than baked
Not
potatoes?
made of metal, as I say in the background, going off the background. I'm not made of metal.
Out of curiosity, what is in this room?
There is there is a wooden bed with what seems to be a straw mattress and pillow. There's a small
No,
table.
no, the big one.
Oh, the big one. Yeah. So there seems. Oh yeah, that seems to be a fighting pit.
Oh, it's like spikes on the walls.
Yep. Yeah. Out of game, this is a fighting pit. This is essentially where someone may fight for their freedom. Trial by combat.
Huh.
You don't know that. You've not seen the fighting pit.
Cool.
I wanted to know, so it looks nice.
Back to the north. Yes. So. What was I saying?
Elle would
Food,
like
yes.
a drink, yes, please.
Oh yeah, drink. We got some food. Oh yeah, we got
a mead.
we got fish. We got steamed fish, roast fish, grilled fish, stewed fish, fish with potatoes, potatoes with fish.
Alright. I'll take a fish and a potato. It's fine.
Do you want the potato with the fish or the fish with the potato?
What is the difference between those two?
Well, the fish with the potato, we cook the potato, then put a fish on the potato. But the fish and potato, we put the fish first and then the potato on top.
I'll go with the chef's recommendation.
Potato and fish then.
Nice.
Potato and fish for everybody?
Sure, why not?
Good. Yeah. So, after a while, let's get some tavern music on. This is too mellow.
While they're eating, I want to start work on my Gundam backpack, just like the initial work on it.
Radio. So, as all of you enjoy some drinks and eventually get your food, it's decently, well enough grilled fish, and it's strange enough because none of you have ever had fish. Sanctuary never had any kind of, fish. So you kind of, all of you are kind of just amazed by this strange, long animal with this strange flipper at the back of its end.
It tastes like a sea chicken.
Yes, chicken of the sea. Yeah. So, all of you quite enjoy your meal, except Flynn.
I was about to ask that.
Yeah. Flynn, you take in a bite of the fish, and you're expecting to it's gonna be a halfway decent meal. The moment you bite into it, it's like eating rotten eggs or bread. It's horrific. It's awful. You think, bad fish. And you go to take a taste of the potato, and it tastes as if it's gone foul in your mouth. And you spit it out, and the bite you've taken has rotted in your mouth.
Shit.
Flynn, what's wrong?
You know that apple I ate?
Not really.
I think it might have screwed with me a bit.
In what way?
Is the food, rotten on the plate?
No, it looks delicious on the plate.
I mean, the
the part he spits out.
Oh, there's the part he spits out? Oh yeah, that shit's moldy, blackened, festering.
Ew. Did you just throw up a hairball? What is that?
I'm not, I can't have a hit, okay, whatever. No, I think this is just what happens when I eat food now, since I went to
Well,
old
I
food.
mean, are you sure it's not just like meat? Like, what if you just eat
Did he just give you a bad bitch?
I
veggies?
tried some potatoes.
Take a bite of mine. Take a bite of mine.
I don't think this is gonna be any different, but I'll try it.
Can we get some ale here? Does it work with drink too?
Yeah, you take a drink. You take a drink of the alcohol. It tastes fine. It tastes like normal alcohol.
You can only survive on
Nice.
alcohol now.
You must sustain yourself on alcohol.
Perhaps it's just meat.
You're not here.
Oh, am I not? Oh shit, that's right, I'm doing my Gundam backpack.
Well, it was also
I'm doing my Gundam backpack, that's right, I'm not here.
Okay.
Oh.
so it's everything.
Almost as
Can
bad.
you try some water? Water doesn't rot, right? That
I mean, I can try water.
it's interesting.
Uh,
Maybe you can eat only things that trees eat.
do trees have alcohol?
If there's grapes around, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't know how long.
I don't think
When I
it's good
was
for them, but they can absorb it. Liquid.
when I was there, I had the option between normal alcohol and like a fizzy, like special one, and I chose the regular one. So maybe that's why this is fine for me. But I have
So
like
you
an
can
apple.
eat apples and alcohol only.
I have a fun diet ahead of me. Wow.
Your formal just looks so stunning.
I
Have
don't
you
know.
seen any apples in the market? Sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know what to do about this.
I didn't
I-
read anything in the book about this.
Actually, now
I
that you're
can.
thinking about this, Lucky.
Oh, okay.
Roll me your choice of nature or history check.
Hmm. I'm definitely better at nature. 17.
17. You think back, trying to ponder, reading through that book, and you remember something. Something that you should never do when you're in the company of a fae. And that's eat from their table.
Mm-hmm. I remember now.
Specifically, never eat fruit from their table.
Oh,
Does
boy.
it say why? Like what happens when
Yes. If you eat fruit from the table of a fae, you will never know the delights of eating food ever again.
Whoa.
I have the player knew that, but Flynn definitely did.
Flynn, I have
That's
some bad news.
Just
Uh,
remembered.
like fish and potatoes, or
Yeah, when you eat something at a fae table, you never like all food tastes like shit from then on. All of it.
how do I sustain myself? Can I try and force some food down?
Yes, roll me a con save to
Alright.
see if you
Oh.
can force this food down.
Oh, that's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. This is quite easily. You've had to eat some shitty things in your time, but this is without question, without even a second thought, the hardest and most revolting thing you have ever done in your life. After a while, you swear you feel maggots rolling around in your mouth as you begin to stuff this food into your face, and you force it down. But once it's done, you feel fine. But dear Lord, that was the worst experience of your fucking life.
Well,
That was only the first meal.
you know, this isn't great.
Lucky like pushes the rest of her food away. Like watching you eat has turned her off her appetite.
Yeah, you would have seen as he chewed this. The quite nice looking like grilled fish and lovely fluffy potatoes began to brown and blacken in his mouth. Moldy. The juices from the fermenting potato begin to seep through his teeth and he has to swallow it down. It makes all of you queasy. It's revolting.
I was still just eating. She's like, cool.
I feel
Into it.
bad for sending you to see the tree person. Now, do you need another drink? I feel like you need another drink.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy him some drinks.
Yeah, you buy him drinks, and yeah, you can drink fine.
Hmm.
Drink,
Alright.
and especially after eating what you just ate, the drink tastes all the sweeter.
The solution to this is silent.
No, just live on a liquid alcohol diet. It would be fine.
Wait, so can you drink water fine?
And then try it. I don't know.
I'll try water.
You ask the bartender for a glass of water. He comes out with a glass of water. You gingerly go and take a sip, and it tastes like water.
I guess I don't really know how water could go bad, but
Yeah, water is fine.
maybe I need to go drunk. like Way of the Drunken Master now. Alright.
Do I remember anything from the book about how to like cure this, or is it just?
From the moment right now, you can't remember. Maybe later when you have time to really
Alright.
ponder.
Well, maybe we can do some research on how to break this. I guess it's a curse, I suppose. If there's books written about it, maybe somebody has found a way to reverse it.
If there's books out there about it, you know I'll find them.
I worry that when we travel through the woods again, he's gonna want to have another talk with me, because he said he would be watching. I don't know if you're in
Maybe
here
you
right
can
now.
ask him why he cursed you to eat shit food.
I think it's just how they are. You said they were tricky, didn't you? This is
Yeah.
probably fun for them.
Yeah, maybe it's not a good idea to talk to them again. Oh, they did give us useful information.
So, all of you, to the best of your ability, attempt to enjoy the rest of your night.
Oh, I'm fine. I didn't notice any of this.
Now, the question is anyone planning to get drunk?
No.
No.
I don't know about Flynn.
Oh no.
I want to make things even worse for us right now, so I won't.
You're a very restrained drunken master.
He's not a drunken master.
Not yet,
Oh,
anyway.
you're not. That's
Not
true.
yet.
He's saying now he should be.
So,
Oh, how much do I
As-
need to pay for all this stuff?
oh, for a full meal and a round of drinks, less than it. It's very inexpensive. Like, as one silver
Okay,
each
so-
will cover the night for drinks and food for the whole party.
Okay, I'll pay that one silver.
Very inexpensive to live in this town, apparently.
Yeah.
So, eventually, whether just from tiredness or the fact that you just don't want to think of the fact that I won't be able to eat any of my favorite foods ever again without it tasting like absolute horse shit. Eventually, you find some form of rest. You go into your rooms for the night. Yes?
When we go to sleep, I would like to knock on Adam's door and ask if I could just sleep there so he could keep, like, watch on me as I...
Yeah, absolutely. Are you worried about something?
A little bit.
You look
I'll
like
tell him about
you've...
what happened downstairs, because I don't think he was there, but...
Oh, that is... You say brought it in your mouth,
Yeah. Like, immediately.
and liquids are
Think so.
fine.
Yeah.
You know, it is technically possible to consume your entire nutritional requirements in the form of liquid.
Yeah, but, like, old people would do that in Sanctuary, and I don't...
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a better alternative than having to down maggots.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a better alternative. That was terrible, and I hated it.
Right. I don't exactly have the tools required to liquefy foods here, but I should be able to come up with that soonish. I do need to rest tonight. DM, how long would it take for me to come up with like a hand blender?
Venom blender.
I mean, the actual, like, the mechanisms to making, like, a hand grinder,
Yeah.
not very difficult. Like, if you had the materials, like some, just some metal bits and stuff like that, then it wouldn't take you more than a few hours to properly.
I mean, I have my smith's tools and everything. I think I just need some materials, like some metal.
Yeah, you just need to get some metal and then easily enough done.
Could I use some daggers?
If you broke down some like the metal from your daggers, yeah, you'd already have a sharpened blade for.
How many would I need? I have 2.
For the sheer blades, I would say you'd probably use both daggers just to make it.
Okay.
And then there's just some kind of wood housing.
Wood housing. Well, I do have. 1 second. I think I do have some wood. No, I ran out. I used the wood for fire. Okay, so I will. Before a long rest, can I go out and buy some wood?
Easy, yeah. Before, well, yeah. You can I'm just gonna say you can easily buy just some firewood, which you can just whittle down into whatever.
All right. How much would it cost me for the wood?
Wood, 2 copper.
Okay. Can I
Like, 1 copper for a decently sized log. 1 copper.
Okay. Can I like roll something to see how good of a job I do at making this like hand blender?
Yeah. So roll me a tech check.
Tech check. Gotcha. With proficiency for smith's tools, preferably. Okay. Tech check. Let's
You have
go.
tech checks?
We
checks.
apparently now we do. Which is +4 +2, so it's a +6 to my tech. So that would make it, that's cocked.
Yeah, the moment you have an artificer in the game, you have tech checks.
It's true.
Oh.
That would make it a 22.
Yeah, 22. Yeah, by the more like as you're kind of just like absent-mindedly kind of fixing it, you think, well, I've got the base of it down. I'm gonna rest. I don't want to get another point of exhaustion. And you think if you spend a couple more hours in the tomorrow, you can easily finish this.
Right. Okay. So I'll take the long rest and I'll finish it first thing in the morning. Before breakfast, hopefully. I only need to rest for 4 hours, so you know.
Yeah. So, as eventually you find yourself in a state of rest that you feel more comfortable in, kind of just watching Flynn as he sleeps in his bed. You feel strange. All of you feel strange. And kind of in that moment before you fall asleep, you kind of recognize what you've done in a small amount of time that you've been given outside of Sanctuary. You have met contact with peoples that seem to have somehow made a life out in the wastes. You have met people of strange traditions, of new ways, new laws that seem alien to you. But you're also new to the world itself now. The old world, which, at least in some part, has been saved by Sanctuary, is dead out here. And something new has taken its place. And you feel that newness, that strong magical energy that is permeating the air at every breath you take. Now that it's had a chance to properly fill you, you feel it. Adam, the magical energy that just makes up your being has been so alive in recent days. You didn't notice it at first, but as you are now in this state of rest, you begin to feel the weave of magic that you pull from to cast your magic. You feel it get stronger and stronger, and you attempt to harness that power to some extent, trying to concentrate it inside you. And you feel that power at least somewhat become yours. Flynn. No, I'll get to you later, Flynn. Elle. In this night, you find rest. Do you pray before you go to sleep?
Yeah, I think she would probably have her form of praying by like reading,
Who do you pray
reflecting
to?
on darkness.
Yeah,
To the Raven Queen.
the Raven Queen. Anyone else?
Nope.
You say these prayers, these hymns and promises to a god that you've believed in for a very long time. And you doff your armor, you place your weapons down, and you bed down for the night. As sleep finds you, you dream of a flock of ravens. You dream of them carrying to a place that you don't understand, a dark place. You were taken to a place that is so foreign to you, until you are in front of a large door. The door slowly opens, and before you stands, clad in black, the large raven on her shoulder. This you almost immediately recognize as a visage of Raven Queen, but something is wrong. She looks sickly, unnaturally pale for a woman that is supposed to be pale by design. She looks at you, and she looks almost elderly. Her eyes are glassy, and it's like she can't really see. Child, your faith has been a welcomed light in these dark times. It is rare that we get someone now who worships us. You are from a place deep, deep beneath the earth, in a place where we could not reach you. But now you have come to bring us to new light. But to do this, you must have more. You must feel more. I bequeath upon you power. It will grow with you as you need it. But remember, you're watching. Remember, you, those like you, are quite possibly our last hope. Is there anything you want to say?
Oh goodness, well definitely first upon seeing her I would fall to her knees and bow. And just stare, wide-eyed, not believing that she's seeing this beautiful figure in front of her. And she just kind of nods slowly and says, what? How? What am I to do? What am I supposed to do? How do I help you?
You must pass on our teachings, our faith to those that will take them. You must do what you can for this world. Do in my name what you think is right.
Bows her head. I will do it to the best of my ability.
You see her get up, and it's, again, like she's an elderly woman, shaking and quivering as she gets up, using a staff, black iron, to walk towards you. She places a wrinkled, gnarled hand on your shoulder. Go, child. Do now what you must. And then a flock of ravens fly you back through the halls, out through this dark place that makes no sense, and back to yourself. Lucky. As you sleep, you dream of a pleasant place. A place overgrown with foliage and flowers, of trees of all kinds, of flowers of all kinds, beasts roaming and romping about. The natural cycle of life repeating again and again. You see these flowers die, rot, and make way for new. This cycle repeats again and again and again in mere moments in front of you. Then you see something happen to this land. Something comes over it, and in purple fire, it is burned away. The land is ashen gray, and that cycle ends. Nothing but burnt remains and dead surrounds you. But then, a single sapling sprouts up from this ash, but is not one that you recognize. And in this out-of-body experience, you recognize it as something. This sapling grows and grows and grows until it succumbs the land itself. You see the world begin to rebirth. The ashen gray making way for green, for reds, for blues, these multitude of beautiful colors again to repopulate the land around you. This cycle again begins to renew now, but with different plants, with different creatures. But the cycle remains, life and death. And this tree now has grown to such an extent where it is all knowing, all becoming, all giving. And out from the tree steps an individual. A humanoid, tall, hair made of leaves, sap coming out of her eyes like tears. And she sees you, standing in this flower field of constantly recycling life. With each step, nature blooms, and when it goes away, it rots and blooms again, making her way towards you. And she is magnificent. Beautiful in the extent that only you can understand that beauty. She grabs you and picks you up to look into her amber eyes. You hear this. Child, you are not of the grove. You are of a time before. You have entered now a new cycle. What you do in it is yours to do. I sense a want for you to keep balance, to keep the world in order. I love that. I love that as I love my children. And so I love you. I give unto you power so that you may continue this cycle, so you may do what you think must be done. My children have been watching. My children are pleased. And so I am pleased. Now go. Return to your cycle. And with that, you see this person, this individual, this mother, walk back into that giant tree. And you find yourself again in rest. Elixis, you sleep in this very familiar setting. 4 stone walls, an iron door, and arguably a not very comfortable bed. You lie there thinking, not much has really changed. But then you think about what you've done. You've left Sanctuary a savior. You went to the shallows and became a savior. And you let old bad habits become you. And you became what you oh so hated yourself to be. A common criminal. But you're not a common criminal. You're unique. You're Elixis. You're someone of unique skills and talents. You're someone who can become so much more given the right chance. You think to your companions. You think that maybe, given them a chance, they can allow you to become something absolutely perfect. To become a unique thief. A savior. Whatever you so desire. Giving this a thought, you think, I need to improve. I need to be the best me possible. And with that unlocked potential, you find a comfortable sleep in an uncomfortable bed. Flynn, as you sleep, you feel the energy in your body, this ki, this energy that you have harnessed through your training. It's disturbed. It's mixed with something new. And when you awake, or when you think you awake, you're in that garden again. With this same wooden individual smoking the same pipe. So, kid, have you figured what you did wrong?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Don't eat from a face table.
One of the first things people should teach themselves. But don't worry. I'm not here to fuck with you or ruin your life. Well, the fuck with you bit, maybe, but not to ruin your life. I've seen what you've done. It's interesting. I see some potential in you. You see, I'm an old person. I've been around for a long time. I've made many enemies, but I've also made many friends. And trust me, kid, you want me as a friend. I can teach you things. Things that will make you beyond mortal. Stronger, faster. That kind of thing. And in this world, that's the kind of shit you need. What do you say, kid? You want to throw in with me? I could take you places.
I'll nod.
Attaboy. Alright. Fun thing about this place. Time works a bit different here. You could train for weeks, months, and it'd be mere hours back there. Let me show you a few things.
And he shows you techniques to harness your ki, to maintain your body. And he feeds you this fruit now. And with each meal, that energy inside you gets stronger and stronger. You realize that this man is not just some cocky asshole who tricked you into eating a fruit. He is a master of some martial arts, of some way either forgotten or never known. And he's showing it to you. And in this space, you train as if it is weeks gone by. Maybe even months. And then on a day, when you're at that table again, eating your meal.
Well, kid, that's enough for now. Time for you to go back to the place. Keep making the place interesting. Keep being you. Don't let the world change you. Change the world around you.
And he lets in a large inhale of smoke. And just this massive cloud becomes you. And you find yourself in rest. And with that, all of you wake the next morning.
I finish the hand grinder.
We just
Also,
hear from the
also
other room.
on the side, I've also completed the total Gundam backpack, but we'll get to that later. I finished the hand grinder.
And with that, you are all now level 3.
Ooh, level 3.
Yay.
By the way, that was like fucking beautiful.
I feel much better about talking to Tree Man.
Oh, good,
Tree
good.
man, tree man, he does whatever a tree can. He gives
My
you fruit,
queen.
fucks you up.
Oh.
Then he teaches you some martial art.
Oh my god.
For HP, you said you do max HP.
Yeah, so it's
until-
max up to level 3, then after level 3, you'll be rolling. Or you can take standard.
Oh shoot, I've not been doing that. I need to have more help.
Alright, I'm gonna roll a d8. Do you want me to roll
No,
in...
you take max up to level 3. And
Oh!
then after that, you roll.
Yeah.
Oh! I have not been doing that!
Yeah.
Did none of you read the thing?
I just forgot to. No, I just forgot to manually like alter it. I forgot.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's to get you guys a bit beefier because I like doing hard combat.
Well,
so
it's
this
fine.
is fine.
I
Oh,
only
geez,
had...
that would have been useful.
I only had 2 less hit points at level 2, so it's fine. It wasn't that bad. You know, long rest. We long rest, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey.
Oh, my D&D Beyond's not working.
So wait, I have a question. So in order to recover a level of exhaustion, you need to long rest with food and drink. But I don't eat or drink.
You're Warforged. You're fine.
Okay.
You're fine.
You're a special case. You don't need food. You don't need food or water. So rest is then all you need.
I think I have to take spiritual weapon. Yeah.
You can do your leveling up a tad later.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So, as all of you go through your various experiences, what would you like to do as you wake up next morning?
Finish the fucking hand grinder and then test it out and make breakfast for our Flynn by throwing in a few like normal foods, turning it into a smoothie, and adding a bit of wine to it just to be safe.
How thoughtful.
Something interesting, Flynn. Kind of as Adam is kind of like focusing on this, you kind of wake up, and underneath your covers seems to be a small sack made of fine silks with a small embroidered kind of symbol on it, with your name on it, or your initials at least. Do you open the sack?
Yeah.
In there seems to be about a week's worth of these very strange but delicious fruit.
Sick.
All right, breakfast. Would you like some breakfast? I hand him a flagon of the smoothie. I call it Loisant.
The what?
It's copyright friendly Soylent, don't question it.
Adam has such mom energy just making smoothies in the morning.
It's what it is it's very simple. It's just what nutrition you need for well, most of the day in liquid form. So hopefully you can down this fairly easily. Try it.
Yeah, sure. I'll take a very small sip.
Rot.
Yep.
Foul disgustingness.
Right. Maybe more wine then.
There's a slight tinge of wine, which is quite nice, but the rest of it is like disgusting, rotted, fetid awfulness.
Right.
Yeah.
More wine?
I don't think I need that anymore.
Are you like me now? Do you not need to eat? Excellent.
Not exactly, and I'll
Oh.
tell him everything that happened, and then say to keep it just between us. So.
Right. May I see one of those fruits?
I was gonna say don't eat it, but that
I don't eat things.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll identify the fruit since it's the actual fruit now and not just juice smeared on his face. I would like to identify it. DM.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I said.
I'm doing a private message for something. Just give me
Oh,
a
sorry.
second.
It's okay.
No worries. I was gonna go into the whole snake thing because I thought we lost you.
Snake? What?
In Metal Gear, whenever a snake dies, you hear the commentator go, "Snake, snake, snake."
Oh. I didn't know that.
There you go.
Okay.
So what do you want to roll?
I want to identify the. I want to cast identify ritually on the fruit.
So you cast identify the fruit, and it's the same reading you got from the strange juices that were on Flynn's mouth. This kind of mixture of illusionary and enchantment magic, but this strange third element that you just cannot identify.
Well, that's entirely confusing. I don't get any more information from the whole fruit instead of just the juice.
You understand that this fruit is magical. It's not going. It's kind of a fruit that will never rot. If anything else, it staves off rot.
For what it's worth, it appears that this fruit staves off rot. I have an idea. Why don't you? Oh, you have to eat today, regardless. Yes, and one of these is from what you said, your nutrition for each day. Yes.
Yeah.
Why don't you try to take a bite of the fruit and then try a bit of the drink? Perhaps its properties might make it easier for you to consume normal food.
I don't think it works like that, but with an intelligence of 8, I'm gonna try.
Yeah. So you go to have your daily meal. So in that essentially training, almost month that you spent
with your new mentor. Essentially, each day he would feed you one of these fruits alongside some other very delectable foods. But he informed you that all you need to maintain your body now is one of these fruits a day.
Oh. And yeah,
And
I
he's
don't.
yeah, and so long as you entertain him, he will keep providing them for you.
Alright. Yeah, I'll say that then. I don't need to try anything else right now.
Right. Well, it wasn't for the sake of nutrition, really. I was just curious as to how it worked. Like, if you eat a fruit, can you then eat normal food and so on and so forth?
Yeah, but that tastes real bad.
Right. Right. Oh, you were gone for a while, weren't you?
Yeah, a very long time.
Okay. Right. Sure.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Good talk.
Good talk.
Mm-hmm.
I will put on my backpack. What do you think of this?
It is a bag.
It's not a bag. I will take off the cloak and I'll show him. It's actually just pieces of metal grafted to my back. Small. There's a small square box in the center, and then there's two longer boxes on the two sides that kind of extend down to about waist length, and it makes me look really bulky.
Oh. What is it?
Hopefully, we'll never have to find out, but it's to be used in moments of dire need. To be fair, I'm not entirely sure what it does myself.
That's comforting.
We'll figure it out.
Right, should we go meet with the others then?
Yes, we shall. And I put my cloak back on.
Cool. So, what is Lucky and Elvin will name it?
I guess Lucky would just come down for breakfast as usual, but you notice she's not really like touching her food. She looks really deep in thought and quiet.
Is there a window in our rooms, or would we have to like go outside to see it?
No, there's windows in your room.
Okay, well then I'll start your morning by just watching the sunrise, getting up early and watching it transition from the darkness to the light.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, then she'll probably just head down as well. She'd probably actually read that pamphlet. Also.
Yeah.
Nothing like some propaganda in the morning.
Nothing like some
Yep.
propaganda in the morning. So you read, and it's in big titles, the understates, for you, for everyone, and against the illithids.
Okay.
So essentially, I will give you the abbreviated version, because God knows no one wants me to do a propaganda spiel. We stand for these things to hold true, that our priestess will guide us to a better future against the illithids. With our technological advancements... No, sorry.
That's good.
That's good. Keep going.
So, with our technological advancements and acceptance, in quotation marks,
Wow.
we will strive to bring back the old into the new. I, the priestess of Lolth, promise to deliver all of you to a new future. A future that we can all stand by. But we are as a force in impeding us and impeding this future. The illithids and their so-called empire. Their abominations and their machinations seek to destroy us and destroy our newly found way of life. Let us stand against them so that we may seek this future for you, for me, and for everyone, and stand against the illithids. I am your priestess, I am your highest authority, and I am also your comrade. Thank you.
Ba 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 ba.
Yeah,
Very
roughly
nice.
like that.
Feel highly
Lol,
informed.
damn. Alright.
Oh yeah, at reading the word loath, immediately Elle's eyes kind of narrow,
Spider
Got some
bitch.
issues with the Raven
Spider
Queen Lilith a little
bitch.
bit.
Does whatever spider bitch can.
But yeah, she's just
So-
casually reading this, and she'll be like heading down as she's reading the pamphlet.
It's like a bit of propaganda in the morning. So you read
Yep.
this, and then you make your way down to the morning. You see Adam and Flynn. And one thing you probably knows about the Flynn, he looks a lot more ripped than you remember. Like, he doesn't seem far more tamed
Huh.
than last you remember.
Shout out to the
And he
newest
looks
Rick and Morty
like
episode.
it might have even grown ever so slightly.
Shout out to the latest Rick and Morty episode. Flynn now has cum gutters.
Oh my god, no, I don't know that.
I haven't seen that episode, so I have no idea what's happening.
He has cum gutters. It's like the grooves between his muscles that are supposed to be allowing cum to flow.
Can you not?
I'm sorry, that episode was stuck in my head all week.
Mm.
So when Elle comes down, she just kind of looks him up and down and just says, you're growing like a weed, am I right? She just kind of winks at me.
I give a very weird stare back. How is that any way to greet somebody?
Good morning to you too, Elle.
Hey,
What you reading there?
Whoa, where'd you come from?
I was here. I said I was eating breakfast. I was quiet. What do you mean?
These cats are always sneaking up on me. Next thing I know, Alexis is going to pop out of nowhere and I'm going to be like, how'd you pick out a person? Oh, I just did it just cause.
oh, it's just this thing. Remember that the pretty cool old lady that showed us the tiny little shard stones
Right, yes.
things?
Mm-hmm.
I went back to her place, and
Oh.
where I got this super cool hat first of all,
Mhm.
and yeah, she gave me this pamphlet.
I think it was a
Seems to be
different
some-
lady.
Oh,
Same
what was
lady.
it?
Same lady?
Same lady. Same lady that
Oh.
sold you the jar of lights. Yes.
Oh.
Mhm.
She sells pamphlets too?
I would very much
No,
like
she
to
just kinda
see
gave
this
it to
lady
me.
at some point.
Oh.
I don't know. I just thought it might be cool to read something from around this area, kind of get a feel for its.
What does
history,
it
I
say?
guess.
Learn anything useful?
Not really.
Oh.
Some bitch with loaf.
What's a loaf?
Roll me a religion check.
What's a loaf? Natural one.
Oh no.
I think Lolth was the god of happiness, kindness, and puppies.
Oh, I think Lolth might have been a god of happiness, kindness, and puppies, if I remember correctly. It was some god. I don't know. I'm not very good at gods.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's right.
Right.
Why is she a bitch? Sounds.
Okay.
It's because she
There's
was
a lot-
out of puppies?
There's a lot going on about gods now. I'm not really ready to handle this, but my goddess, and that goddess didn't really see eye to eye. And I'm not gonna bore you with all the details.
Why would your
She's
goddess?
evil.
Oh, so she's not the kindness and puppies and
No, she's not at all.
right.
No, kind of like
I'm just gonna say, you know what is, so don't roll religion. You just know.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
No, Adam, you know shit. I'm talking about Eliel.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so she's
Yeah, no,
not
she's,
kindness and puppies and okay. Alright, oh, okay.
No, she's more into like spiders.
The good kind?
I'm sorry. Is good kinds?
Oh yes, there are some
Spiders
spiders that
Fine.
entirely
The
harmless.
insects?
Well, they're not insects.
They eat insects.
Oh, they eat insects. I did not know that. But there are some spiders that serve some good purpose. In fact, spider silk is a common ingredient in some of my creations. It's very strong, very good tensile strength. That one.
Elle's just like picking her nails, like.
You fucking nerd.
Hey, you have an
No,
artificer
not,
that he. What do you expect he's gonna be?
not that kind of spider. No, like evil ones, and they're into a lot of poison and manipulation, and she punishes people by turning them into giant spider monstrosities.
Huh.
Yeah, not usually good stuff. But yeah,
So
it seems like that's a established church around here.
Interesting. Well, regardless, we should probably head for the sermon sometime.
it's in the afternoon.
Oh, sorry, I meant we should probably head to go see the father before the sermon because we have a second job from
Yes.
him.
We must
Yeah.
discuss then.
Shall we?
Mm-hmm. So, Elixis. So at this point, you can have waken up. There's like a guard banging on your shell. All right, hey cat, come on, up to date.
Yes.
All right, I got
Give me
some
that.
bread and milk. I feel this might be a bit prejudiced, but I kind of assumed. So, the guy just slides over a tray with a glass of milk and some bread.
Oh,
Couldn't you have brought me like a normal book?
Well, normally it's just bread and water.
Okay, this
But-
works.
Next thing you know, this guard's gonna be petting Alexis.
ball of yarn just like dangling at the bars.
Laser pointer. Where do you get it from? Who knows?
Right. So yeah. So right. So because say, you got your trial today. So I'm just gonna give you a quick rundown of what's gonna happen. All right.
Yes.
Right. So me and Gav, we're gonna drag you out. Now we're gonna actually be dragging. It's a bit of a ceremonial thing. So just do your best not to resist, and then it shouldn't be too much of a bother. Worst case scenario, you get your heels get a bit dirty. All right.
Okay.
All right. Now, since you did a bit of pickpocketing, I doubt you're gonna get anything worse than maybe a bit of a slap on the wrist. Well, not actually slap on the wrist. Like you might get, I don't know, your fingers broken or some community service, something like that. Which is pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, just do your best not to piss off the crowd because they kind of decide what happens, and if you make them angry, then they might, say sacrifice, sacrifice, and we don't want that now, do we?
I guess.
Yeah, well, no, yeah. So, yeah, enjoy your meal. I'll be back in a couple hours with Gav to take you up there, and yeah, this should be interesting. All right, bye. And the guard kind of walks away. So, after that, what would the rest of you like to do up until the time for the sermon?
Try to find the father before.
Yeah, to like talk about the job and about Alexis.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So we'll just go up and be like, hey, can we speak to the father before the sermon regarding a job?
Yeah. Go in.
Thank you. That is much appreciated.
Yeah.
Alright, you walk in. Is he busy?
You walk in. You see him at the pedestal speaking to a couple of guards. But he doesn't seem to be. Like, he notices you come in, he kind of nods at you, he kind of quickens his pace, quickens his speech with the guards, and eventually they finish up and they lead you. No, they walk past you, and then the father kind of beckons you over.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning. Right. So, I hear your friend did a bit of an oopsie.
Right, yeah, we wanted to talk about that and also about the job. Apologize for his actions.
Yes.
He was
Thank you.
acting out of, well, I feel slightly responsible as after speaking to him, it seems he was acting out of some misunderstood feelings of his situation within our group and our mission, as it were, and we have had a conversation with him to mitigate this happening in the future. However, I understand there is to be a trial, and I would very much appreciate the opportunity to speak on his behalf at the trial and offer recompense for the people he has wronged, specifically in the form of gold, if that is to your and the town's liking.
Well, I appreciate the sentiment, but we have a way of doing things around here.
Right.
Your
Sure.
friend will be taken up onto the stage.
Yes.
His crimes will be announced to the populace, and a general sentiment will be reached from then, and then I will have the ultimate say. Now, I can assure you, nothing too serious will befall your friend.
Right. When you say general sentiment will be taken, will members of the crowd be allowed to speak up?
Well, it's a bit chaotic,
Right.
but usually the crowd settles on one or few ideas for punishment, and then I, as the ultimate say, decide to listen to them, or I could come up with my own verdict. But I tend to listen to the people's voice here.
Right.
I am nothing if unanimous with my people.
And as an outsider myself, would I be allowed to put forth an idea in this crowd?
Yes, well, I suppose you're not technically a resident, but you might as well join in.
All right. And is it unusual for me to recommend for him to repay the losses which he had incurred to the persons that he had incurred it to?
Well, they've already taken his money and.
Oh, I mean,
reimbursed.
twofold on top of that.
It's not usually necessary. I mean, if I'm going to be honest, I plan to just have him to do community service, which is technically what you're already doing for me to begin with.
Right.
So the town will be happy and I will be happy.
Right. Oh, well, yeah, that works for me as well.
Right, so come back in a couple hours, the sermon will be taking place and things should go smoothly.
Right. And of the job you wish first to do today?
Yes, we'll discuss it after the sermon. So
Okay, very well then. Thank you.
have to prepare myself. Radio. Good day.
Good day. Well, that was slightly easier than I expected.
Yes, I figured that might work. He does need our services. I thought he might help out.
He might ask us to do the second job with no pay.
Or at least Alexis with no pay.
Oh, that's fine. But I don't know if we are compelled to take the second job, it's going to delay our mission even further.
This is true.
Depending on how long it would take.
Well, let's see what the second job is first and take it from there. How about that?
Right.
To the sermon then.
Is it starting now?
In a bit.
Right. So, anything you guys would like to do in particular as you wait for the sermon?
Not really, you know.
How long do we have?
Oh, hour and a half, 2 hours, not long.
So the church is here. Can I? No, I won't. It's okay.
You sure?
Yeah. I was like, I want to go look to the beach and look, but I feel like something might happen, so no.
You sure?
When the DM says it's sure, don't do it.
Oh, that might mean do it and get something cool.
No, don't. I'm kidding. Up to you. Whatever you want to do.
Will you guys let me go alone if I mean, I'm just gonna like, I'm kind of bored. I want to just go to take a quick walk on the beach.
Okay. You take a quick walk on the beach, and it is quite cold in Denova. A cold breeze from the sea does hit you, but it's a clear day, nice view. The sea is clear, sunlight sparkles off it. It's quite picturesque. You do see, actually, across this water expanse, there's been a small island, actually, off the side of Denora, where there seems to be quite a large manor, punctuated by a decent bit of foliage and forest.
Yeah, so, um, I mean, I'm thinking about the dream that I had. Do I see anything weird about this island? This is the manor, right? And this is like
Mhm.
something else?
That seems to be like a small couple of houses seem to be off next to the dock, where people would like stay the night if they weren't living in the manor to look after the boats.
Oh. It's weird to have it as opposite sides.
Roll me a perception check to kind of just look over the place.
Okay. 21.
21. Something that you notice is that this day it's surprisingly clear. The sun's out, no clouds in the sky, but yet there seems to be some kind of fog, kind of just surrounding the island at times. And you swear, even though you're quite far away, you see movement through the forest. Shambling movement. And you could absolutely... You think that in that manner you saw some strange light flash past the window.
Alright.
That's what you see.
Can I look for some cool seaweed on the beach?
I think with that previous perception check, you can find what seems to be some seaweed that's that coming from shore, coming
Alright.
from the sea.
Awesome.
Is it like mutated?
It is slightly mutated. Rather than being a kind of green or slightly blacky color, it is like a crimson red.
Oh, actually, I don't think I've seen seaweed before, so I wouldn't know.
You've never seen seaweed. You just see this slimy red plant that seems to have come from the ocean.
Yeah, I'll pick it up. Ew, gross! This is awesome. Bit.
Yep. You now have red seaweed.
Okay. I'll go back to the party.
Yep.
I'll show them. Look what I found. Touch it. It's slimy.
What is that?
I don't know. Washed up on the sea. Is it an? It's not an animal. It's a plant. Never seen
It's-
one like this.
I will
It's
identify it.
texture.
You identify it?
Mhm.
It is seaweed.
This is
how you say a say. It comes from the sea. It is a weed. It's a seaweed.
this. It seems to simply just be a plant that grows in water. There's nothing particularly interesting about it.
I mean, plants growing in water. That's not something we have in Sanctuary.
We don't have a lot of water in Sanctuary.
Exactly.
Ah, I see where your interest is. Yes, that is actually quite fascinating.
Wait, do you? Because I mean. it's just
Yes, yes. I didn't consider the implications of life growing entirely under. Where does it get its oxygen?
cool. Exactly. Well, do we know about oxygen? This is pretty advanced.
Adam does.
No.
Adam works with fire. He combines propellant and oxygen to make fire. That's the whole part
I
of being
mean,
an
you don't
artificer.
know what it is, do you? I don't know. This is a bit.
Where does it get its?
Adam would know because of certain background reasons.
Yeah.
Lucky have no fucking idea what oxygen is.
Also, plants don't need oxygen, they need carbon dioxide.
No, common misconception. Even if you have all the carbon dioxide and zero oxygen, a plant will die fairly quickly in the nighttime because of the fact that they don't actually create enough oxygen to sustain them through the night. They need oxygen in the surroundings unless you have a huge system.
Okay, I just got schooled.
That's cool.
Well, that's certainly fascinating. Where did you find this?
Thought you were a druid.
It's on
What
the
are
beach.
you?
The beach.
Oh, perhaps let's not go too
I also
close.
saw some strange things on that island, so
What-
probably should stay away from there.
What island?
You know, the island off the coast here.
Ah, right. What'd you see?
Just peepee shit. Shadows in the fog. A light flashing in the manor.
Interesting. Fairly interesting, yes. Well, perhaps we should not stray too close to the water. I mean, we do know that there are dangerous beings that live in it and can come out of it.
Yeah, also cool seaweed comes out of it.
Yeah, but I mean, you've got one now. Do you really need more? Here, keep it.
I'm gonna try and cook.
Sure. I mean, I'm not gonna be eating it, but I have to tell you that's probably not the best idea.
I can identify poisons, it'll be fine.
The last time you said that I covered myself in poison.
What?
The last time you were identifying poison, I picked up some poison and poisoned
Yeah.
myself. Although it was my fault, I'm just pinning it on you.
Alright, let's go to the sermon.
Okay.
Yeah. So at this point, time passes and you can make your way into the sermon. And after what seemed to be some religious spieling. Yeah, spieling. Eventually, the father makes an announcement. Right, my children, my denizens of this fine town. As you may be well aware, we have had some interesting visitors in our town. And for the most part, they have done us a good turn. They have informed us of the tragedy of the Shallows, and have come back with survivors. However, one of their number decided to sully this good deed with petty thievery. Now, we make no exceptions for our own or for outsiders, and they shall be dealt with the same as we would our own. And there's kind of like a round of applause, like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we deal with them like we deal with our own. Guards, bring him in. And the doors open, and kind of almost comically, two guards drag Elixis through the main hall of the church, up into the podium. Elixis, are you doing anything, or are you kind of just letting yourself be dragged?
I'm not getting dragged. I'm walking.
Oh no.
I mean, walking with them. Like, why would they drag me? That's weird.
They did mention this. This is mainly they just drag you for show. This is one of the things the guards mentioned to you when you're having that wee chat with them.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm letting myself be dragged. I guess. I mean, that's weird.
Yeah. So with that, there's like whispered, like, oh, he stole my pocket watch. Oh, he stole me money. Oh, I heard him use a cat. I heard he was talking to Gav's cat. Yeah.
He was talking to Gav's cat.
Gav's cat. Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, like you're sitting next to this guy. Said it. Yeah, it's Gav's cat.
Right.
I heard he was talking to Gav's cat.
What did Gav think about that?
I don't know. I don't think Gav appreciates man cat talking to like normal cat. I think he might think that he's an actual. I think the man cat might convince the cat that he's a man cat, and then he might be doing crimes. And Gav's cat is a good law-abiding cat. We don't want no man cat.
I'm gonna nod at this guy and I'm gonna lean back to this lucky and be like, can you talk to cats?
No.
Right.
So, Elixis is dragged up to the podium. And the father says, this individual has been caught stealing a sum of 20 gold from coin and from belonging. This is not a small amount in this town. And so I ask unto you, the citizens of this town, what shall we do with him? And there are some cries like, break his fingers, cut off his hands, throw him in the sea, feed him milk until he explodes.
What the fuck?
And then like an older woman says, oh, this is just cat. Break a toe. That's good enough. And an older woman, another older woman next to her said, no, don't break his toe. Put a collar on him. That's what you do.
If Adam had an eyebrow, he would raise it.
What about community service? Community service, all right. Oh, but I want to see a cat explode with milk. What? Jerry, what the fuck's wrong with you?
I'm gonna yell at that guy. I don't think cats explode when you feed them too much milk, man.
I'll just... I'll bend down.
Because I live with two of them.
They explode from behind, and it's not pretty.
Oh.
I'm not cleaning that shit up. Never mind. Forget the milk thing.
Ella just crouches down and is like, yeah, I'm with the guy that said community service.
Community service is pretty good. Yeah, community service. Community service sounds
What the hell is this fucking?
Oh wow.
And then eventually the whole crowd's like, community service, community service. And then after a while, the
Yeah.
father hushes them down, says, right, then it shall be decided. One Elixis shall be tried for these things and be proven guilty, and shall be committed to community. And just before he says serve, you
Mhm.
just hear like frantic running, and then as a couple of guards who look very worse for wear. One of them is missing an arm and has been quickly bandaged, and the other one seems to have a good portion of their armor has been ripped off. He kind of like comes in battered and bruises. Ogres! Ogres in the forest!
I'll run to the injured guard and cure wounds. Oh shit!
Oh,
Okay,
boy.
we're ending the session there.
Oh.
Oh,
Dramatic ending.
that was nice.
That was a very good session.
That was a fun session. That was a really fun session.
This is
All right.
amazing.
Before we continue into post game, I'm gonna end the stream.
Goodbye, stream.
Bye, stream.
Thank you for watching. We had a fucking ton of watchers today, but thank you for watching. See y'all next time. Bye bye.
Bye.